but actually, you do have inspiration.
And there's a good point. So I had found a potion to unpetrify this dude. He's gonna be fucking pissed at you guys.
You're literally talking to me though. Like,
I know. Oh,
CJ's out. Oh, she's back. Hey, look at that.
Yeah, I was gonna say I can see CJ.
CJ didn't have her headset on because she was busy. Like,
I was saying I found a potion to unpetrify this wizard. He's gonna be fucking mad that you blew his house up.
How do you know it's his house? It could be somebody else's.
We were told that it was. I don't know.
And Godwald from the town of Phandalin sent to Neverwinter to learn his cleric skills by this wizard not only recognizes him but his home.
Yeah.
In fact, he would probably have been the person to lead you to his home.
He was. Hey, yeah.
This is where it is.
Godwald was also the one that told her to blow it up.
So.
Just saying. I'm saying you do know this piece of information.
Yeah.
You do know that it's his house. But yeah, we'll. I mean, I guess if we'll just wait for Chris to get back, and then we'll do what we normally do with it.
I mean, I'll be honest. I don't have any notes from last week, and I don't remember much.
Yeah, I remember.
I remember going, "Fuck this, fireball."
I remember. Yeah, that was a bit of a thing. I appreciate that maybe some of you guys looked at you. I don't know if anyone actually looked at it, but I do appreciate that some of you may have thought of looking at the alignments and what they represent.
Yeah, no, I totally
I specifically posted it so that you may like glance over what qualifies as evil, just as a kind of thought.
Yeah,
experiment,
sacrificing children, that's evil.
A thought exercise, if you will, about what's evil in the world.
I did not mean to open an Illustrator on this laptop. Dang it.
Oh, let's see if I can log into this too.
I'm just trying to transfer a file over.
So is there a reason the back of the house is still blacked out?
It no longer exists.
Back of the house. So
I don't think we ever walked around the building. I think we just kind of walked in, made a bunch of ruckus, blew the building up, and then said, "Oops, everybody run."
Well, the funny thing to me too was that like the spiders you guys were fighting took one hit.
Right, but you also had to think of the simple fact that I had a.
They were both about to die.
Like
they were both about to die.
Yeah, they were also both in the room with our healer.
I know, but I'm saying they were really close. I'm still working on this one. Thank you, though.
Like, you have to think of this from a strategic point of view as well. Had I gone down, the spiders would have completely swarmed and had our cleric completely surrounded, which gave all of them advantage on their attack, meaning they're going to be more likely to hit, which is roughly about 4 poison damage from each spider, and there was 5 of them left, so that would have been 20 hit points of damage right there in one round.
So I think
so he would have struggled to keep himself alive after I would have gotten knocked.
So I think what this illustrates
is why we don't split the party.
I think what this illustrates is that everyone definitely had a grasp on the danger to their own characters, right? Like you were watching your hit points go down and you potentially taking poison damage every round, and you were getting down to the point where you're very, very concerned about it. Chris was also taking some hits. He was getting himself caught into a bunch of webbing. So he kind of like cornered himself in a situation. So like, and then, Taliesin would be downstairs turning into a spider and being like, oh my gosh, like you guys are you're all very aware of the danger to yourselves and like kind of what's happening. But without that communication about how to work through things, like a moment where one of you shouts in the house out to Taliesin saying, help, there's a bunch of spiders, help us. And then maybe he, hears and comes running back in or something like that. Some teamwork might have helped resolve some of the situation. You guys saw some teamwork.
I did attempt.
I think everyone
I feel like
attempted things.
Well, you attempted to.
I'm not saying that
I used my mage hand to fuck around with the webs on the opposite side of the room to try and
So-
lure things out to see if we could get a count of what we're
Well,
doing.
I had asked you guys not
Yeah.
to fuck with the spider webs because, and I also
Well,
said, "Hey guys, I
and
think there's
Kristen's there.
something." Yeah, and I said,
Yeah.
"Hey guys, I think there's something in here that is like a bigger deal because I think I rolled like a nat 20 on my perception. Plus, my perception's really high, anyways. So I think I like was aware that this was like a petrified person and not a statue, and I told
Well,
you
so-
guys that."
Godwald knew. Godwald saw that was it. So here's the thing:
Yeah.
is you guys all very much know yours. Like, but I hear you. I hear you repeat that you ask people not to touch the web, but I
Yeah.
never hear you mention the fact Chris also said not to touch the.
He did. No, he did say that.
He did.
And
He
then
did.
was
He did.
the
So
one
so
with
this is the deal.
burst into him.
So if you guys are saying these things, and then it's still happening, and even someone who's saying it's still happening, like what's missing really is the teamwork part. It's where you go, okay, I'm hearing the other person, and I'm going to do something with that information. So I think that's probably a little bit on everybody. I definitely think we had a paladin who used to kind of like hang back, watch out, try and get himself into a spot where he would help with some of these situations. And this was the first time where we didn't have a tank to move into the middle of the fight, block a bunch of things, and create that meat shield. So this changed the dynamic. And then I think that dynamic shift also happening this time where we didn't have the communication happening, that all kind of compiled into a big event, stuff happened. And shit, did we post on like Twitter or Facebook? I don't think we did. I don't think Chris did either.
no,
We've
I
been
did
doing
not.
this. Is there any way somebody?
Redo it.
Thanks, man.
And also, after an entire week of feeling bad, believe me, this is not going to happen again.
It's
I mean,
fine.
I can't.
Also, we
guarantee
didn't
that, 'cause
change-
If I'm backed into a
So?
corner.
Well,
and
I don't expect you to because you do this
Okay.
stuff all the time.
Right.
So
I just
Right. Here's the thing. Are we
we
live
didn't-
right?
yeah, we are. We didn't
Yeah, I think
change.
so.
Okay.
We didn't change the information on the stream either, and we've been yelled at that before. About that before,
Okay.
like 3
Well,
times
it's-
now.
I'm like, whatever. It was kind of funny after the whole situation happened, but my character was definitely pretty upset with you guys.
Well, right, and I feel like, and that's another thing when, like, right after it happened, and we were all discussing it, like, Jared and I were discussing. I told him straightforward, if you look at it, my character had no communication that you were in that basement. Like, in character, I had no idea you were in that fucking basement.
Okay. So with
So
that,
for me,
actually, that
in
let me.
character to throw a fireball,
hear you.
not
I hear-
knowing he's down there.
Yeah,
Okay,
no, I get
so-
that.
Okay. Let me please let me interject here.
Yes.
And I apologize. I don't want to interrupt you guys, but with that piece of information you just, one of the things that we do in this game, when we talk, when you guys are sitting there and like kind of chatting about what's happening in front of us or what we should do, we're kind of putting time on hold to say, okay, this is the kind of conversation that the team had before coming into this fight to discuss how these kinds of things happen. You guys are a band of adventurers. You've been out and about with each other. You've had a good week of spending time with each other to get a sense of these things. It's that kind of thing that we say those discussions have happened. So when on screen we're watching a map and Taliesin ran outside and you could see his icon on the sheet, does not mean that you have to say, I have no idea that Taliesin's there. Like,
Okay.
we kind of like let this slide, that's the kind of thing. Now, we haven't really specifically discussed that about these other moments because we also have these moments where like Taliesin's not in this room at all. He's off in a different building far away. And I have to say like, no, you don't know that until someone goes, hey, I catch you up on the events. Didn't happen while I was around. So we do kind of do a little bit of both of this. But I want to say rolling off in the future, don't worry about that so much, like catching somebody in the spell thing if you don't know they're there. If it's something really obvious where it's like, no, it's not going to happen, I'll just be like, no, obviously yeah, that one you just don't know. But if it's the kind of thing where like you guys know that the druid is very exploratory, he's going to go check things out, you can make that assumption. Like he went outside, he's going to check things out. Maybe I shouldn't do this. Maybe I should wait to do this thing. You can have that option, right? Like I don't have to force you to pretend that in the cellar of this place you didn't know he was down there. Like just because then we get in this kind of situation potentially. I can also promise, and I believe this wholeheartedly, that if we don't start turning these I statements into we statements, you're probably going to get in this kind of situation again. So maybe think about not what was happening to you or what you wanted so much this time, but what could we do in the future as a group to continue living. Unless, of course, one of you guys is like really suicidal, in which case, let me know ahead of time. We can work that into the story. So.
Oh man, I'm always suicidal. No, I'm just kidding. No, it's fine. Like I said, I personally kind of thought it was a little bit funny. I could tell that you guys were pretty drunk. But I was trying to play my character who was pretty mad.
I can imagine.
I didn't want you to have like out of game distaste towards me for what happened in game. Does that make sense?
Yeah, no, you're good.
Okay, that was my bigger worry after it happened. Is oh shit, as if out of character, he's really genuinely pissed that this happened to him.
No, I mean, if I would have actually died, I think I would have been a little bit like annoyed. I would have been pretty annoyed because I like my character, and I think he's pretty resourceful. So I feel like he is needed in the party. But I survived, so it's whatever.
I mean, you guys are all needed in the party now. There's only 4 of you.
Well, yeah, but I mean, because he's other than Godwald, I think I'm the only other person that can heal people.
Yeah. You're also our only AoE caster.
Yeah.
Which was a huge
who's got the
disadvantage for us when going against
you would have liked
enemies.
an ice knife.
Yeah. Yeah, we're good.
Ice knife would have been nice. Yeah. So
I guess where are our characters? We rejoin our heroes.
I'm in a tree.
Everybody's here. All right, you are in a tree. All right, so I went back and watched just because I also was a little fuzzy on exactly how and where we ended on the last episode. There's also a couple of rules, and I really don't like retconning things, but this is kind of a unique situation that we are in. I did reread the fireball spell, and it does not actually do an explosion, though the fireball explodes from a point at the center of this. It does not blow anything up. It doesn't have force pushback like Thunderwave does, right?
Right.
So when you talk about it, we're basically gonna say but fireball can go around corners, so it will fill the sphere, right? As long as that space is in there. And in this situation, the wooden floor of this shack was enough space for fire to travel through and come into the basement and hit it. In a future situation, like if it was a stone castle, fireball is not going to go through a floor or something because it's not going to blow up a wall that's next to it.
Yeah.
So that would kind of be how it went. But like I said, I'm really not into retconning. So fireball happened. The fire happened in the basement. After the fireball, I think there was maybe some quick stabbing of the giant spider, if I remember. And to finish that last guy off, maybe it was to finish off the other pieces. The building then being all wood and kindling ignited on fire. There was some debate, understandably, between the party about whether or not they were going to attempt to put this fire out. And you guys, as a total, and you can see Godwald roll there with the totals only made 42. I was doing a total group trying to get you above 50. We didn't do it. So the interior contents of the building have burned. So his kitchen alchemy lab.
I thought I had joined in at the end there.
You did, but that only ended up totaling your number to 42. So you do put out the fire. You do put out the fire. The majority of the interior of the building is burnt out. The floor that held the statue up burnt out after the fireball because fire is very fast. In 6 seconds, it spreads to another square. In this situation, it was enough. You guys we've lost the alchemy lab. The statue fell to the ground. We rolled for that. We made sure we saw that the statue did not break upon falling down into the cellar. And it's not really a basement, right? It's just dug out cellar. And that brings us back to the point that we are at. So you are all currently standing around the burnt out husk of this building. I'm leaving the radius sphere there to say that's where basically there is no wood. Everything else is just kind of burnt and destroyed from smoke and fire and everything. You guys tried your best to put this fire out, but you are now standing next to the smoldering remains of Herda's cabin.
Okay, so I'm gonna. I think I was like still. Where am I? I think I'm over here somewhere by the well. Okay, so I'm gonna. I think I was like still kind of pretty much like laying on the ground. I'm gonna basically kind of like dust myself off, and like open the bag that I had found in the well.
Waterproof satchel in the well.
Yeah, I believe you said that there was a potion of minor illusion, or not minor illusion. What was it?
There is. What did I write down? Shoot. You have the potion of greater restoration.
That's what it was. Yeah.
Yeah. There's a potion of greater restoration. There's the materials for two potions in that bag. There's you would recognize them from your druidic research as the materials to craft a potion of invisibility and a couple healing potions. So there's a large material of those.
Okay.
You would also know that those can be eaten. So as it's doubling as that. As well in that bag, you find a scroll.
Okay, can I?
And one other item that I drew a card for. There's one other item.
I'm gonna go check on Taliesin and make sure he's okay. I'll give him some water from the well and be like, "Are you thirsty?"
I think I'll be okay.
Do you guys want to role play this in character? I'd love to hear the discussion between the three of you about what just happened in this hulking mass of burnt wood next to you.
Okay. Yeah, no, I mean, I'm just gonna kind of like sit there, like looking this over and then just be like, look up and just be and like sigh and just be like, can you guys like, I don't know, warn me next time? I'm glad I'm just kind of glad I didn't die. And he's just kind of like his like hair is like real singed, and I'm just like, my like cloak is like blackened by soot, and I'm still like smoking a little bit.
Like I tell him we had a bit of a situation upstairs. Well, it won't happen again. Next time we should probably stick together a little better.
Sure. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. No. I mean, but I did find this, and I pull out like the potion of restoration. I think this will actually unpetrify that guy. Did that? What happened to the guy in there?
Yeah,
Is that thing still standing? Like what?
It went through the floor, but it's fine. It's fine.
Well, we should go down there anyway.
You guys could walk in. I mean, you've been kind of like pulling out wells out of the bucket. You notice that the well is actually, seems you've pulled quite a bit of water out of the well in order to put some of this fire out.
Right. Okay. Well, I did find a chest down there. I don't know if it's still there, but we should definitely check that out. I also found like a whole bunch of other things in this bag, so these are useful. So, is the doors to the cellar like? Do they still exist?
Let's take it. Do the doors to the cellar still exist? Yeah, that would probably be like one of the few things that would still be around because that's like right next to the well, so it probably would have been a good spot for you to throw water on.
Okay, so I guess I would like to go back down here and like go through because I'm assuming all these spider webs and stuff are gone.
Yeah. Oh no, yeah. That's all the spider webs are gone. Those are all burnt up.
Yeah.
So there's no more spider difficult terrain about.
And then, do I see that chest?
You would actually.
Okay.
You would see the chest down there.
Do I have any way of opening the chest? I believe you said it was magical.
Yeah, if you go up, if you go over to it to investigate,
Hmm.
you would
Yeah.
actually see. Well, this actually kind of be tough. You would see that the chest is open, and it's scorched. So it looks like, obviously, it's dealt with fire, but the chest itself is open.
Okay. Should I roll like investigation to see if there's like some
No.
sort of magic
Yeah,
on it or something
uh,
that would like a trap or some sort of thing?
Yeah, if you want to do that kind of thing, go ahead. Give me an investigation roll.
All right.
I'm gonna try and delete these spiderweb pieces off the ground now.
Ugh, 7 plus. What is my investigation? Plus 1, 8. Not very good.
You said it was.
It's an 8, yeah.
Oh, okay. Well, I mean, so you don't think that it's trapped? Actually, when you look at it, you see it seems like I said open. Like you could probably go ahead and lift the lid and look inside.
Okay. I'll do that.
As
Check
you lift
the-
the lid and look inside, you notice that the chest is empty.
Oh.
Well, from your roll before, because remember that was your little high perception roll when you went down to the basement. You recognize that the chest was magical. You see that it actually looks like there's a rune that was on the front of it that's kind of almost looks like not burnt off, but moved off of it, like perhaps the magic that was guarding the chest went off.
Okay. I guess we should. I don't know. Well, I maybe we'll try to take the chest later, but for now, I believe we should probably use this potion of major restoration on this petrified boy.
All right, I'm gonna walk in and I'm gonna kind of hang out in the corner because the first thing someone who just comes back to life sees shouldn't be a red man
It's funny.
Only Method Man should be there.
All right.
or ghost dog.
So you're pouring the potion of greater restoration onto the statue.
Mhm.
You would know. Yes, perfect. Thank you. You would know from Godwald, the cleric. He would let you know that the contents of the greater restorations of that potion is a greater
Mhm.
restoration as well, and that it simply needs to be applied to that person. You pour. As this, so describing the scene. All right, 4 feet down from the floor of what is now surrounded in burnt rubble, a stone man flexing with one arm raised in the air and the other curled up back, with a look of horror on his face, slowly starts moving and shifting, and it's like the stone twists and bends and cracks and breaks and falls off of his muscular body, and he continues the flex. Ah!
It's just like a battle wizard, man. He's buff ass wizard.
He is a buff ass wizard, and I believe he's going to be joining us here shortly.
Hell yeah. Really?
And as he moves and shakes off a little that look of fear to return to a very strong pose where he's back straight up and upright.
Oh, I love it.
Yes. That's amazing.
And he says,
I'm just gonna step back like, what the fuck?
Now I'm gonna step forward.
Just like not really sure if I just like awakened some crazy dude. Maybe he like lived with the spiders. We just killed all of his spider friends. Yeah.
He's still flexing.
So he's continuing to flex. He has spoken to you. You see the look on his face seems to be that he's waiting for a response.
I ask him if he speaks common.
It's an old but yep.
What is? Can I like roll to see what he's speaking? Maybe I know the language.
Sorry, we should have picked one mic and used him.
What would I roll for that? I guess insight,
This is an intelligence check.
intelligence.
Blah, da, da, da.
I'm bad at that. All right, I'll roll it.
I was about to suggest that I could roll it and see if we could decipher it.
Well, where are you
Yeah.
at? Are you
I
in here
mean,
with us?
because
Are you
I know
I've been
common.
muted this entire time and didn't realize it.
I know common, druidic, elvish, goblin, primordial, and sylvan.
You
But-
just speak all the things.
I don't know what he's saying.
I know infernal and common, and Godwald knows common, dwarvish, elvish, and infernal.
I think I just known common and gnomish. And
So
thieves'
here, Comish, Novish, Thieves' Cant, Draconic.
Yeah, he
What else?
Infernal,
Infernal,
I know
dwarvish, and elvish.
Dwarvish,
Elvish.
and Elvish,
druidic, goblin, primordial,
Druidic.
and sylvan.
Goblin, Primordial, Sylvan. Of all of the many languages that you all know, none of you understand what this man is saying to you.
And the what's a da?
Yeah, can I like I guess gesture to him that I don't know like what he's saying? Just be like shrug.
Herda, a half elf, shrugs in your direction.
Oh, sorry. Can you understand me now?
Yes, that's a lot better. What were you even speaking?
Well, I've been stoned for quite a while, as you can imagine, and to entertain myself, I've been speaking to myself in tongues that I made up.
Oh, okay.
I'm sorry, I didn't realize I was doing it. Oh, but look at my muscles.
I reach out and I try to give him a fist bump. I'm like, nice muscles, dude.
As he fist bumps you back, roll me, Herda, roll me a d20.
$12.
Are your hand hurts? Your hand hurts when he fist bumps you back. You feel it in your bones.
I do or he does?
Oh, you do.
Okay.
Jerk. You
He's
feel
just
that fist bump
the
back.
buffest wizard in the world.
Do I take any damage?
I was trying to find my d4. 2 points of bludgeoning damage.
Damn. Are we sure that he's a wizard and he's just not like a barbarian that kind of knows some magic?
Are you injured?
I'm all right. Thanks, though.
My bad.
As he continues to flex.
So what happened, Muscle Wizard? What's going on? Why were you stoned, and why was your house full of spiders?
Well, as you can see by my stunning physique, I'm generally made of stone, etched by the gods, you might say.
All right, calm down, Adonis. Let's move on. What happened to you?
I will be the one who decides who calms down, but yes, I will indeed do just as you have said. Of my own accord, mind you.
Of
Anywho, let me tell you a tale. It was quite miserable. I thought we were friends. A man came to see me. His name, I believe you will be familiar with it. It was, I am losing it. Yarno Albrecht, that is it. Oh, geez, being stoned really is tough on a wizard's mind. Anyways, He visited me as a member of the Lord's Alliance, and he was inquiring about lost magical artifacts in the area. The last thing I can remember is he offered me a drink, of which I, of course, took. It was delicious, and I regret nothing, but it did turn me to stone.
Oh, yeah, we are actually after that same guy. We almost killed him, but he misty stepped away. Do you know what magical artifacts were you guys actually talking about? Like, if we know where he's going, we have a map that maybe he's going there, but we aren't really sure what this guy was up to. Do you remember what you were talking about?
Kind of ask me that question again because I'm helping here.
So what do you remember what you guys last spoke of before you turned to stone? Like we've encountered this person before. He's clearly not anybody's friend. We had almost captured him, but he was able to escape. We have a map to where we think he's going, but if we kind of know what he's after, then that might give us a lead.
So Herda would be able to tell you that he doesn't know where the Airner was going, but he does have an idea about who they may have been working with.
Oh, yeah. So you know who he was. You have an idea of who he would be working with. Who was it? This black spider person? Do you know who that person is? You're muted.
Well,
I can't.
as I was, I'm not muted
No,
anymore.
you're not.
Thank you.
Okay, you're good. I thought Jared
Please
was talking
let the
about it.
wizard talk. Oh, jeez. First of all, I want to say, in almost defeating Yarno, I find this hard to believe. As I saw you fight those spiders, I may have been frozen, but my wits were mostly there, and you did a terrible job, I must say. I'm very unimpressed.
We're usually much better.
Although I am thankful that you have unfrozen me. I was getting quite tired of talking to myself.
Hey man, I wasn't in that battle.
You were a part of it. You played a role, I saw.
Yes.
Anyways, I must figure out how to mute this because we were getting some feedback and it is terrible.
Yeah, it's bad. Let me
moment.
figure out how to real quick see if I can do my nice whisper to people. Who remembers how to whisper to people? I do slash in their name.
W in their name.
Then name.
This should autofill.
Yep, you hit the first letter and then it will autofill everything out.
How about now? Can you hear me still?
Can't.
Barely.
You want to mute roll 20, and then yeah.
Fine.
Okay, you got it.
Still picking something.
I do not hear you through roll 20. Does anyone hear him through roll 20?
I've got roll 20 muted.
I can hear him through Discord. It's
maybe.
just quiet.
Oh yeah, well we're definitely gonna do it. I keep trying to mute mine when we're taking turns talking. So this whole being in the same room thing is BS. Like unless we're all in the same room, it's ridiculous.
He is not muted in roll 20, so a lot of the double feedback could be coming from that.
I just turned,
Okay.
I think he
Because
just
when you
turned it
said
off.
that there was feedback, I was like, I don't hear anything. So
Now I'm muted in roll 20, so it should be okay.
there you go.
Perfect.
Yeah, that's a lot better. I
All
think
right.
the secret is making sure you don't have double audio.
So let's get back to it, Master Roshi. Who does number 2 work for?
Oh, let me tell you, I can't be sure. But I will tell you this. As I was petrified, as it were, flexing in my most glorious pose, a shadowy figure was speaking to Yarno Albrecht from the doorway. I could see this. He was shadowy and definitely not as buff as I am. Of those things I am sure. That traitorous boy Albrecht, who I once thought was a friend of mine, as you could tell by me taking the delicious beverage, which I still would like to point out I do not regret drinking. He was talking to him, this man of shadows, and spiders began to pour through the doorway, filling the house with spiders and soon web, and then more web and more spiders. Unfortunately for me, spiders are not great company.
That's kind of sad. That's kind of sad, really.
It's very
Trying to
sad.
talk to the spider.
I mean, I talked to the spiders. They didn't really have a whole lot to say.
Oh, speaking of the spiders, is there any way to like milk them of some of their venom?
Milk them. I mean, they might
If-
have all burnt to a crisp.
I would say most
That's
of
pretty
them are
gross, bro.
pretty
Hey, it'd be useful in a fight.
dehydrated.
I would say in the future, actually, with a giant spider, you may have been able to do that, but everyone is correct. The bodies would have burnt in this very large fire.
All right, but all right,
But good idea.
So,
Good idea. Keep it in mind. Don't forget it.
I think we could all use a rest.
Oh,
Master,
before you rest, there is something I would like to speak about.
feel free.
First of all, where is Goswald? Where is he? Godwald, my friend.
Oh, hi. 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 Hi, Master Herda Roshi.
Godwald. Thank you for saving me.
You're welcome. You're welcome. I'm very glad that we were able to answer your letter and return here to Phandalin. I'm sorry we didn't come sooner. There were very many pressing matters, such as thugs who.
But I am very disappointed in you. And stop talking now. That is enough. I see that you have managed to come into my house, defeat some spiders, and find something that would save me, that would bring me back from a stone state. And that is great. I'm glad you were able to do that. But I am still very unimpressed with you and your party's actions. You have burned my fine home. How am I supposed to live in this place now? Tell me.
I don't think you can live here, actually. Probably not.
You're darn tootin'. I definitely cannot live here.
I'm just gonna kind of like step back and like whistle to myself.
The only one I like here is the Charred Boy. He did nothing wrong.
You would not have seen him do any of these things that caused your house to burn. So yeah, that makes sense.
So as all the commotion is going to inside, I'm just going a gnome, aka me, is going to walk in through the front door. She stands probably about up to your hip. Like her top of her head to your hip. Half her hair on one side, kind of little charred away. And the other half nice and long. Big blue eyes, big rosy cheeks, and her arms just crossed. Being like, okay, guys, that's enough gabber. Can we just get what we came here for over with and move on? You would also recognize her as the one who actually cast the spell.
Oh, okay, that was that thing.
Yeah.
Would you guys,
there you go.
as Herda is meeting several of you, although he knows Godwald also. Hey, Godwald, it's good to see you back.
Oh, there he is.
Back.
Hey, you didn't miss much.
As you-
Herda just posed and yelled at us.
That's pretty typical.
He wasn't super happy about his house being burnt down. Now I forgot what I was going to say. All right, cool. Keep going.
Something about how it's all the first time Herda is meeting us, so maybe we
Oh,
should all
yes.
give a generalized description of what our
Yeah.
characters look like.
He hasn't seen Godwald in roughly 10 years. He doesn't know anyone else is in the room. So yeah, I love it. Sparkle Gem. I forgot that your hair was half shaved. Nice touch.
I'm a big red guy in a cloak. I have sharp teeth. I cast no shadow, and those are all of my my defining characteristics.
I love it. That's it. He's not wearing any clothes. He's just.
I
red
just
man.
said I'm wearing a cloak.
That's it.
Yeah, nothing under it.
It's like the cloak is part of him rather than something of clothing. We've never really seen him without the cloak, so anything else beyond it is speculation.
Yes.
I have some leaf field pouches that I'm carrying stuff in, but beyond that,
Sword at your waist.
So I am clearly like a half wood elf. I stand about like 5'8", and I am like roughly 80-ish years old. But I obviously look like I'm probably in my like early 30s or late 20s.
Right, human years.
Yeah. And I've got leather armor with like fur in the pauldrons. I've got a bit of a cloak that is now darkened from adventuring and different things. I'm wearing the skull of an owl bear on my head that I've fashioned expertly a uh, into a headdress. I just think it's cool. It doesn't really buff me. And I've kind of just got like my character generally has a smirk or some sort of just like expression of like he's kind of cocky. He'll kind of he like risks a bit. He's generally a good guy, like to do good, but he's not super like it's kind of like he'll do good as long as it's convenient kind of thing, but he's not really going to go out of his way to like protect justice and all that. He's just kind of going with the flow kind of deal. And he's recently singed, but he seems to be pretty much all right overall.
I like how much you could tell about Talis by his smile. Like you just straight up and just like that guy's like probably a good dude. Most
Yeah, generally, yeah.
Look at those pearly whites.
As long as it's not too like annoying to deal with it, I will try to do a good thing.
It's kind of like some people, when they play Bethesda games. There's the stuff you feel like you should be doing, but there's also stuff that's actually more interesting and easier.
Yeah, this is fun. I want to go do this thing.
So, Godwald, Herda hasn't seen you in a decade at least. How have you changed?
I look like I've been Godwald is probably still pretty pale. Not the sort of pale of have been doing mining for years, but not really getting direct sunlight for some time.
The Endorsey type.
Muscular, but not the sort of muscle from being a logger or some sort of strenuous activity, but muscular of carrying large amounts of books and scrolls from one place to another.
Nerd. I'm just kidding.
I think his AC is like close to your tank AC. You guys.
Yeah, he's pretty.
Like,
I think Godwald's
now.
pretty buff.
Yeah, his AC is 16. He's your tank now.
He wears standard scholarly vestments that are worn not in the sense of having been used for a long time, but more in the sense of a bit of a scratch from a passing tree here, a scuff from a fall there.
I mean, hey, we've battled some baddies though.
Such that the outfit actually has more personality now than how it was before. When he wields a mace, it never looks comfortable in his hand. But the travel so far has brought on at least a few changes. The shield, at least, is steadier, and there's now a bit of a glint of some actual armor underneath the outer vestments. But still mostly would rather be just going on researching things like giant spiders rather than actually being in the same room as one.
I like that.
What?
I couldn't hear him.
has some of the potential that was seen 10 years ago blossomed into real divine casting? Some, yes, but there's still a long way to go.
Well, I must tell you, you are looking mighty fine, my boy. How is your mother?
She seems quite well and quite happy.
Happy, fulfilled, you might say?
That's an excellent word for it, yes.
Great. How's the town? Is it safe? Does it remain safe? I've been frozen here in this room.
The town is safe. The townspeople are safe. There have been minimal issues left.
I'm glad to hear you have protected the town. It was you, correct?
Me and Pubert and my comrades here.
That sounds fantastic. Where is Pubert?
He was called back to the Lord's Alliance in Neverwinter.
Interesting. That seems like fantastic news. He must be doing well.
Yes.
When they start talking about Pubert, I just kind of
His
like walk out the
superior
door.
seemed very impressed with how he's.
I've
still very
popped
much
open my bottle of
Pubert.
80 brandy, and I'm just
You
kind
know
of
what I
like
mean.
taking sips out of it, and like
Yeah,
I'll like
I'm
I'll-
just going to follow Jerk, like with a single tear falling down my eye at the mention of Pubert.
So you all
I'm
kind
just-
of like huddle in around like Godwald as he mentions Pubert, and you're like, yeah, he's a good guy.
I'll
He's
be
a
like, I'm gonna let you guys catch up, and like, obviously, I'm in the basement, so I'm gonna like go out here, and I'll kind of walk over to these guys, and I'm gonna pour some brandy in my sweet goblet that I found, and then pass the bottle to them.
Nice, the only man with a glass in the entire place.
I thought you were going to say, and then I'm going to pour it out for Pubert.
No,
Oh,
not
no.
before I get some.
Not
Right?
80 proof
That's what I was
brandy.
thinking.
Yeah, I'm sure Pubert's doing great. He's on a magical quest.
I say we just abandon everything and go visit him now, guys.
I love that you guys love him so much now that he's gone.
All
What
right.
was that? Do we?
So I'm gonna let them. Yeah, you guys continue on with your.
Catching up.
do we?
Yeah.
I forget. Do we still have the letter that Iarna received, or was that turned into someone for a quest reward or something?
That was turned into Sildar, so that way we could get monies.
Because that would have been good
Oh, no,
evidence
no.
to show him here. Now.
That was given to Guildmaster Lady, Adventurer Guildmaster Lady for money.
Yeah.
Okay.
The owner of the
The
Miners Guild.
Miners Guild.
Yeah.
we need to
she,
go talk to
she
you
wanted
after
some
this.
evidence. She wanted
Yeah, we
evidence
do.
that that had happened. But
Mhm.
you guys do know about it, and you could just tell. You could tell her like, yeah, hey, we found out he was working with the guy, the Black Spider.
So we uncovered evidence that Iarno has turned traitor against the Lord's Alliance and has been working with someone we only know by as the Black Spider.
This makes perfect sense to me. That would explain the shadowy figure and his seedy behavior.
Shadowy
Also
figure.
the spiders.
Oops, I forgot to take some.
Now everyone stop what you're doing and feast upon me! Look at my face and body and how beautiful they all are!
This
As
is
you
what-
can see, I have long, gray, beautiful hair and a beautiful
Jared,
beard
help
to
me out here.
match.
It's been a while, but this is Master Roshi, right?
This is it's hair to Roshi. We decided on his last name. When we,
I don't know why others are speaking right now. I'm trying to tell you about my beautiful amber eyes. Musk from a deer in the meadow. I wear well-made clothing, as you can tell, but only enough to cover my nips. The rest of my clothing, my body is bare, so that you can see my muscles
So
as
you're,
I flex.
you're basically dressed like He-Man with a big beard and long.
And a loincloth, maybe?
Wait, your muscles are covered, so like or your nipples are covered, like suspenders?
No. I
Only
thought it
It
was
sounds
No,
like a
I
crop
think-
top.
Like a vest, a tiny, tiny vest.
I mean,
Oh,
if you,
all right.
if you
That's
open your
awesome.
Anime Convention Handbook to page 7, it says that you have to cover up your nipples in Columbus.
Nips must be covered at all times, anywhere I am.
No, that
It
is
a
not true.
requirement.
Actually,
In Columbus, Ohio, everyone can go topless
Yeah,
and
and
shirtless.
Yeah.
Not
the
just men.
state of Ohio
Maybe it's a
is
Hilton.
one of
Maybe it's a
13.
Hyatt thing.
No, what it
Women
is
are always
Oh.
there
allowed
are
to be
13
nude around
states
me.
that
Thank
allow
you.
you to walk around topless, but if it's an establishment that serves alcohol or food, you have to keep your nipples covered because they don't know if you could produce breast milk or not, and they'd rather not have cross-contamination.
He's talking about
Scary.
OhioCon, and that is true that at OhioCon,
At OhioCon, the
Is
rules
that-
there. Yeah.
Is that
everyone has
why?
to.
That's
Yeah.
No,
like
that's the logic
It's-
behind it.
it's
is
really
that
weird.
because-
that.
yeah.
That sounds
No.
very ostensible.
I
They
mean,
had some people that were very pro nipple exposure. Let's say probably in the 70s,
That
60s.
sounds very
And,
ostensible. What would
and
she
so-
means what they
So
would
they
say
enable
is
it,
why they
but
were
then
doing it.
there are some caveats, rules to it. But so that's what our hair to Roshi looks like.
Anyway.
I appreciate the vest. Is a nice touch to your appearance.
Like a leather biker's vest.
He is. You do notice that his pants are greaves. That's like a plate mail. Like so, he's basically wearing a plate mail pants, and he does carry a shield.
Although not currently, it's sitting right here next. Anyway, you spoke
I've been drawing this of you, but
of the Black Spider.
Yes, let's go get him.
I do believe that the shadowy figure may have been part of a dragon cult rumored in the area. This concerns me greatly, but not nearly as much currently as the state of my house, which you have ruined, I will remind you. I will respond to this terrible, terrible thing by casting Prestidigitation 3 times, thrice I say, to draw marks, disgusting, veiny, penis-like marks on Sparkle Gem, Godwald, and your friend's face, Jerk. As punishment, these will last for 1 hour, and you will enjoy them thoroughly.
I don't think it's really gonna change how people look at me. I'm
Do
a
I get an
big
option
red
to
man.
dodge?
what happened? Did I?
You have a penis on your face.
Oh, well,
He
sweet.
didn't say where.
can I just use my disguise kit to like cover that up?
It's magic.
It's magic. It's
So?
prestidigitation.
Foundation is magic. It covers all your blemishes.
It's like a holographic dick.
It
I'm not
says
ashamed
it's-
of it.
Yeah, I'm fine with it.
Very holographic.
We
But
are pretty far from town too, so
I guess
Eh,
we could just go wander around in the woods for a while.
Right. So
Tailson, you will notice you did not receive the dick,
oh, thank you.
as your friends treated you poorly, and this is bad for any party.
ah,
Lesson taught.
no.
Well, I'm pretty. I would say that my character is probably a little tipsy. I feel like we all probably are, except
actually, I would ask how many. Let's say you have that chalice, right?
yeah.
How many chalices of this fine brandy did you take?
I think I drank like 5 because I'm a little shook.
Okay,
My character is.
with 5, you are definitely poisoned, which means you are going to have disadvantage on ability checks
Yep.
and attack rolls. And
Is there a con save somewhere?
yeah, you're gonna have to do like with 5, you're gonna have to do constitution saving throw 3 times with the cask, because if you have anything more than 1, or 4 times, you have to do 4 times constitution saving throw, otherwise you're gonna start taking some poison damage.
Hmm.
Who else drank?
I had
Now
one.
they're all like, I didn't have any, I just,
No, I had one.
I'll,
Yeah,
I'll,
one,
I'll,
two is all I was thinking of having because we have things to go do.
That's fine. I can be drunk.
he's a drunk guy. I like it. He deserves it.
Absolutely.
So what do I have to roll?
Constitution saving throw for each glass of wine, each glass of fine brandy after the first. So this is fine brandy. This is like,
It's like
the
Yeah,
good-
it's 80 proof.
Roll 1d20
You're just
plus 1.
you're sitting here doing this like, man, like, yeah, you're probably gonna take some poison damage because like this has been like 5 minutes talking to this
14.
guy. Okay, you pass the first one.
9,
You fail the second, and
11,
you make the third,
16.
You make a fourth.
That was all right. If I had
Yes.
5,
So
yeah.
You have 5. Everything past the first 4, and you take 4 poison damage.
All right. I had
And
full
you
health.
and you
I
are
just healed you.
very intoxicated. You're very intoxicated. Oh man, like
Mhm.
I'm not gonna do it right now, but in the future, you might actually have a level of exhaustion with this. But I'm not gonna like stop things to go check it out.
Exhaustion is really annoying.
Yeah,
I
you're
know.
like it would be rough. So we have a drunk wood elf. We have reunited Herida and Godwald for the first time in a decade. Jerk and Sparkle at Gem are feeling a minor amount of shame over their actions. Previously, minor amount. And
Major amount. Huge amount.
right, and so that's where we're at. All right.
My freedom wasn't risked. Why would I be guilty?
I mean, I guess you're not guilty then. Okay. I thought I heard you say sorry. I'm gonna grab a beer, but you guys talk about what's going on. What are you doing here?
I think we
just-
should probably head back to town, recoup, and then go do something new.
Can you tell us any more about this shadowy figure?
Well, of him I do not know much, but what I will tell you is I do have an idea for a quest. Are you interested?
I think you're the only one in the room with him right now.
Yeah, we all ran outside.
He's just like this sometimes. Just go with it. Sure. What would it be?
Wait, so you guys aren't just like in
No,
the
we
cellar,
walked
like in the corner? You all
outside.
walked outside.
Yeah.
We were like, you mentioned Q Bear. We're going outside to Soul. Bye.
everybody had a drink to feel it out. That's pretty funny. Yeah.
I walk outside.
Yeah, he walks outside. You guys are all outside, and he says the same thing, I'm sure.
You! Party of embarrassment! I have a quest! If you're
So we have a
interested,
name
that
now.
is.
Yeah,
Why
tell,
would you
tell
give
us about it.
a quest if all we're going to do is embarrass the quest itself?
And I'm just gonna
Well,
like
you haven't heard what
drunkenly
the
be like,
quest is
I'll
yet.
do whatever that you want me to do.
This can't be worse than the story of the lard bucket.
Oh God, I'm afraid of what all of you are going to make me do. What do you have in mind?
If you do not like the name that I have given you, you have opportunity to craft a better one. And when I hear of it, I will perhaps call you that instead. But until I hear of a better name for your party from outside sources that are not yourselves, I will be calling you the Party of Embarrassment.
Well, what's your quest, dude? What do you got for us?
Oh yes, the quest. Sorry, back to that. As you can see, again I must mention you have ruined my house. There is an area called Wyvern Tor. In that area there is some magical lumber, of which you could craft me a new abode. A most bodacious abode, which I would love to live in. Then you may again gain my favor. Now while there, something else may interest you. It is rumored that in this area there is a group of dragon cultists, and I believe that they may have something to do with the past events, including my petrification.
All
So
right.
what you're telling us is you want us to head east up the trail to see if we can't go get you this wood and deal with these cultists.
You hear well.
We already knew of this cult. We haven't dealt with them. We could go entertain them, but as I said previously, a lot of dragon cults usually have dragons around them. So unless Roshi here is going to tag along and help put in the weight for the dragon, I say it's neutral.
I'll do it.
All right, I'm gonna take a quick step in here and just help guide this along. So he is talking about rumors of dragon cultists that have like travelers coming from the east have talked about seeing them in the area of Wyvern Tor. You may find more clues about the dragon cultists there, is what he suggests.
Okay, so he's telling us that there's clues to who these people are, but not necessarily guaranteed location.
I'm down with it, but we will have to take a rest first. We got pretty banged up by those spiders and burning your house down.
I mean, there's a big hole there we could all go crawl into and take a nap.
If you think you can escape the penises, it is not possible.
They only last an
Okie
hour.
dokie. I mean, you guys could camp here. The town is probably only about like hour walk away. So, and it would
Do you
be
think
probably the
Allison
last
can
time
do
you
that?
guys like woke up. Yeah, he can walk. He's just drunk. I think pretty sure he can walk for an hour.
Yeah, that should be fine.
Maybe he
It might not
sobers
be
up
in a
along the way.
straight line.
Yeah, right. It
Yeah, I
might not be
might stumble a
particularly
bit,
great.
but
The town's about an hour and away. You guys woke up this morning after your long celebration the night before, and then kind of like talked to a few people, and they came out here. So I'm gonna say it's probably after your battle with the spiders and the fireball, putting out the fire. It's probably the afternoon. So we're like three or 4 o'clock.
All right, before anything else, Jerk and his twin brother over here just kind of circle each other, confused.
what? Why are there two of you?
I don't know.
Because I'm
I don't
trying
think-
to prep your next map. Thank you for moving the
okay.
shit around and ruining my. I love you.
Let me go. Is there a ninja? Wait, no, there aren't prestige classes in this anymore. How do you become a ninja?
I don't know. Are you talking about Final Fantasy?
No, I'm saying, well, kind of, but I know if I found an applicable source book that let us bring shadow clones into this DM would probably
There
let
is
it
a
happen
way
at
to
some
do
point.
it. There is a way to do it, but it involves cross-classing. You have to start off as as either a monk under the Shadow Dancer arc.
Well,
Wrong.
I say we
rogue
have this
assassin.
conversation on the way to town.
Yeah,
Alright.
that's
So you guys all
I guess
happy
we're
to
walking
travel
back
back
to
to
town.
town? Herda, you good with that?
Are you coming with us?
Am I coming with you? I don't remember receiving an invite.
Would you like to come with us? We'll help you build the house if you come with us.
I will watch. Sounds amusing.
Cool. Thanks.
All right.
Okay,
and I'm gonna.
so Herda
uh,
is going to supervise you, I guess.
wait,
And
do
you guys head back
I-
to town.
I don't have an instrument, do I? Dang it! I was gonna say I want to play like a.
I
Well,
think
you're 3
Sparkle
sheets
Gem,
to the
Sparkle
wind,
Gem
so
might be
you-
the only person who might have.
I mean, I have my pants flute.
So,
I
can
could
I-
like
can
play
I,
a
like-
tune as we travel?
Can I like drunkenly like pick a blade of grass and like do the thing where you stick it between your thumbs and like blow, and I'm like trying to blow a tune. I'm
You're
like,
gonna give me a performance check with
Yeah.
disadvantage because you're drunk.
hell yeah! All right.
So roll
What's that,
2d20 and
9?
you take the lowest number.
14, so 9.
So
So
9.
it's not good,
It's a
but I
charisma
think
base.
yeah.
So
Well,
that
okay, my
charisma.
charisma is no +0.
You can kind of see what Talison's trying to do. Like
but-
grabs
but
the
I
blades of
think
grass,
that it's
puts them up
fucking
to his
awesome.
mouth.
I
Oh yeah,
if I can see what
he's
he's
into
trying-
it.
if I can see what he's trying to do, I'll give him guidance.
I was
So
gonna
it-
say I'll take
so
my
you add a
flute on my
D4?
backpack.
Yes.
So add a D4 to
All right.
not to.
Wall next to
Roll
me.
Alright.
that D4,
If the
Taliesin.
alternative
Hang
is
on.
bad music.
I said I was going to pull out my
So 12.
Fog's flute and start like just tooting away next to him.
In his drunken state, after God, like he's trying really hard to get this like grass instrument to work, and it's not working out so well. Godwell comes up, puts a hand on his shoulder, and it's like, "You got this, buddy." And drunken Taliesin just takes a deep breath, and is like, "All right." And what song do you play on the grass?
Is it
So it's gonna be
the Song of Time?
It's gonna be a tune that we
No.
say it. Just tell us what the song is. It
It's
doesn't
just-
have to be
it's-
anything they would know.
it's gonna be "Don't Stop Believing."
So
But it's
like,
just gonna be terrible. Yeah, exactly. And I'm gonna be like fucking
CJ,
rocking
you're-
out the whole time, like real hard, like trying to air guitar, but I keep dropping the leaf and then I like pick it back up.
I just
Try
I,
to keep going.
I look over at Sparkle Gem and Goldwald and I just say, "We deserve this."
Well, so you say you don't like the song, man. Even after he did it well, rough.
Yeah.
It's a rough one.
Hey man, you know I'm
Alright.
just having fun.
After the hour walk back to Phandalin, I'm gonna say I'm gonna remove 1 level of drunk from Taliesin. So instead of 4, you're down to 3.
I believe the
So as
scale for
time
that
has
is
passed,
I believe the scale for that is sheets to the wind.
Yes.
he's still very intoxicated. He's still doing things that it takes more effort to do than it normally would for him to. But here we are. We're back in
It's fine, have fun.
Phandalin. We're back in Phandalin. You guys, it's another hour, so it's like clock-ish. You can see that the sun is beginning to like reach its point uh, in the distance where it will be setting soon. You have, I believe, you have several kind of quests and things that you know about and things that you could go do. Herod has followed you, which makes sense because he doesn't really have a house. So at the very least, he would be coming into town, find some
Well,
lodging, I suppose.
how
for the
much
evening.
is a room at the inn? It's 1 gold. Was that what we?
It used to be a gold, but now it's only a few silver because here in town they fucking love you. The
Okay.
Stonehill Inn knows all of you at this point and your deeds and adventures. So
I will.
whatever is half a gold, I think is like 5.
5 silver. Are they letting Droop stay at the end?
Yeah, where is Drew?
What are you
Did
saying,
they
Jerk? Sorry.
finally get over their racism?
What are you saying, Jerk? And then I'll answer that.
I'm gonna pay for Herda to have a room, and I'm gonna pay for myself to have a room, and then I'm gonna head over to the Piter Bottom home and ask if they've heard from Pubert, if he's sent any letters or anything.
It's been like what, a few days?
Uh,
Less?
it-
It's been
He-
like a half a day.
Yeah, it's been
is
this
how
morning.
heartbroken we are.
Yeah. You ask, and Mama Piter looks at you. So you do this. Herda, you now have a room at the inn that's been paid for by the party.
So
With-
kind of you, Jerk. You're my new favorite.
and after you pay for the room and you go over to the old Piter Bottom home outside the Lux Shrine, you see Mama Piter Bottom there and the priestess of Tymora, and you ask, like, have we heard anything from Hubert yet? And she looks at you and says, he left this morning. I'm sure he'll be back as soon as he can be, but we haven't heard anything, honey. It's very sweet of you to ask.
Well,
Did he
that's
mention
all
me?
I mean,
Did you follow him? So Herda follows Jerk too. The Mama Piter Bottom would be excited to see you. The man who sent her boys off to have a better life. So she rejoices upon seeing you, and is so glad that you haven't been around. Wonders what happened in the last few months that they haven't heard from you or seen you. It's not uncommon, but also there was some danger. So what happened?
Well, I was stone, a little bit more hard than usual. But as you can see, I am still plenty hard. I give her a
Yes.
soft but firm embrace.
No damage is taken by Mama Piter Bottom upon the hug.
I tell her.
And
I tell her about how we accidentally burned his house down, so we're looking for magic wood to rebuild it. If they have any farmhands that might be able to help, or anyone willing to help a hero of the town rebuild their house, we wouldn't turn down the extra help.
Oh, like people that were that know carpentry or something.
Yeah.
okay, she as a seamstress, it takes in here and like, like that's wow. Sounds like that was a bit of a situation, and you're all taking responsibility for it. That's good to hear. Godwald, did you follow along in this adventure? Are you at the house? And Taliesin and Sparkle Gem, are you here as well?
No, I'm not.
I mean, I'm
I-
looking for Droop, and I'm sure that's what drunk Talison's taking along. and
Yeah.
doing.
I don't know
Yeah.
what we did.
Okay.
But did he just like
And Jerk?
Because like the people accepted him last time, so
Yeah, we got to make sure they're not giving him any.
Okay, and Jerk, where are you?
I was at the Piter Bottom home.
All right. Oh, right, because you're the one that led us here, obviously. All right. So, upon hearing, like, well, sounds like it's a bad situation, but you're taking responsibility for your actions. Herda, I'm so glad to see you, and that my boy, he's a good boy, and I think he's going to do what's right and take responsibility for what happened here. So I'm glad you're guiding him as you always have. There was a question in there too somewhere, wasn't there?
Yeah,
is
just
about whether or not.
asking if
True.
they knew anybody who could help us rebuild the house
Yeah.
once we get the wood, or
Yeah.
could
Okay.
help us clear out the wyverns.
Yeah, and she mentions that there's a carpenter in town, and she could help you find him and get his assistance, and that you may like the way that things are going in town, like there may be more craftsmen coming into town as you guys have cleared the road of travel to here and gotten all the bandits out. So definitely if you guys go and obtain this wood, she feels like she could help you find people who can help you out.
Heck yeah.
Well, then I thank her for her time, and I head back to the inn for a long rest.
Right. Oh, the only adventurer that she would have known of in town would have been Darren, the guy who was with you.
Okay, gotcha.
Yeah, and he went home, right?
Yep. Yeah, he went back to his orchard. He was retired before. He's even more retired now.
He saw that slime and he was done. That slime's still there somewhere, just eating shit.
Just wandering around in the woods.
Good.
We're gonna run into him again sometime, and he's gonna be a big boy.
I don't know. We never ran into those dire wolves that I befriended. Again.
Kind of surprising. So Taliesin, you didn't show up here, so no interaction with anyone else here. But as Taliesin and Sparkle Gem, sorry, that whole Piter Bottom thing just messed me up forever. As Sparkle Gem and Taliesin go to look for Droop, they find that he's not in the Stonehill Inn. But you probably don't think that this is very strange, because as a goblin, he's not used to being in town. So get an idea that he's probably around somewhere, but he's not at the inn.
All right. I guess can I ask? I'm like clearly still kind of drunk, but I like walk up and just be like, bartender, did you see where my small green friend went? You know what? He may be larger now.
Toblin Stonehill says he was like, yeah, I saw him, walk out. He was pretty quiet, but I got a good eye, and I know when people come and go. Like, yeah, I saw him leave. I didn't see which way he headed out the door, but yeah, I saw him.
Okay. When did he leave? Do you know?
Not too long after you guys this morning, so it hasn't been more than the afternoon.
Okay. Thank you. And I guess I will try to I guess I'll go outside and roll perception to see if I can
You
I know
roll
I
me
have
perception or survival for your whichever
for
is
tracking.
higher on here for tracking, and then Sparkle Gem, you're with him following for Droop. Roll me investigation to see if you can grab any clues.
Sweet. So that's
13 on my end.
5, 6, 7, 8, 9. I guess I'm playing true to my character. Actually, I meant to grab
Don't
actual
you-
dice because
Do it?
these
You gonna
dice
throw the
fuck
camera?
me. No,
Oh,
I mean
I'm excited.
I'm gonna go grab them here in a second. Actually.
Okay.
I'll accept this 4
Well,
because it makes sense for my
Well, you have
character.
to.
And you have
You have to. We don't have any
other
choice.
you can grab
That's
them
okay.
at 9 when we
You
go
guys-
take our quick break.
You guys don't see him out here, but you do remember the place that he was camped out initially because he didn't initially want to come into town. So if you guys remember, like that whole interaction where you then like got him, brought him back in for the celebration, talked to everybody about it. If you guys spend your time to go out there, you see that he's camped outside of town, just along this river. This little cabin spot is over here. So if you guys went back to fun, and you find him there, it's an abandoned house. He's actually just outside. He's sitting there by the stream.
Okay.
He has several several fish that he has caught, and he had sharpened a stick, and he has just got them stabbed along the stick. So you see a few of them wiggle as you come along.
He's got to be
I'm
the
gonna, like-
happiest goblin alive.
Is he still
Right?
a goblin?
Yes, I'm pretty
He
sure.
is still currently a goblin.
Okay. I'm like, sit down next to him and just be like, hey, man, what's up? And just like pat him on the back. Be like, how you doing? How come you left town?
Oh, Droop. No, let's see. I'm getting Droop character. Droop doesn't like towns. He's still wearing the crown. You see him like kind of rub it a little bit, just touch it, and be like, Droop does what Droop wants to do. Droop is king. And he kind of, his eyes widen as he says it, and he's really excited about the crown. And he's just rubbing and touching it. He has clearly not taken the crown off.
Yeah. Yeah, you are king, man. That's fine if you don't like town. I don't like town either. And then I will ask him, I guess, so what are your plans, man? I think we are planning on, there's some dragon cultist people, and I think we're gonna go check that out. Did you want to go with us, or are you planning on heading to your castle?
Droop sits there, and you see him like put his hand up, put his chin on it, and think really hard. He's like, plans. He says it because you could tell he's kind of thinking about what the word plans means in English. And he says, Droop, or in common. And he says, Droop plans to be king. And he looks at you, smiles, and nods. And he's like, yeah, like a little chuckle. Yes. So
Can't say the crown's done much for your intelligence, but I understand.
Rude. Rude.
I kind of say that under my breath, so he doesn't really hear me. But I like the little dude, so it's all good. So I will.
We can't let him go back to that castle until we take care of that slime.
I didn't know Goblin had an option of talking under your breath. I thought it was mostly yells.
I mean, I'm saying this in common. I think we're speaking in common. Because Droop, I'm pretty sure, knows common, doesn't he?
Droop is one of the few goblins you have met who knows. You actually would have you would know way back from. That's the reason why he was in Tresnadar Manor. It's because he can speak common. So he was the go-between for the Red Brands and the Goblin tribe.
Yeah. So yeah, so me and Droop are just palling around. I think I'm just gonna tell him, well, I've got a quest. I kind of have to do this quest. So if you want to come with us, you can totally come with us. And there might be some treasure in it for you. But if you don't want to, that's totally fine. Droop does what Droop wants to do because Droop is king. So you can do whatever you want, little buddy.
So you're trying to like invite him, like persuade him to come along with you.
Oh yeah, dude. I'm trying to like have this little friend, man.
Roll me your perception to see like how this is. It's more like
roll you a perception
Or persuasion.
persuasion. Thank you. Oh,
you
snap.
need to treat everything as a persuasion check, like...
Right? Because when you do, it's like, oh, what? So you could tell Drip, like, he looks at you and he hears the things you're saying, and he's like, Droop's human needs Droop. Droop will help. And he kind of a little side smile out of his mouth, and he's like pointing and nodding, like, yes, like this is a thing I'll do. Like he's into it.
All right, hell yeah, man. I'm glad because you're a cool guy. I'm still pretty drunk.
As he accepts the quest, I'm just going to run up and like hug him and be like, yay, Droop comes with us. Because, I'm just an odd goblin.
He does think you're a weird goblin.
He does.
He is not familiar with gnomes, and he thinks you're a strange goblin, and so I am rolling an insight check for I can't see it. It's moving so
I took a
slow.
4.
It's a 4.
On the die.
All right. All right. He still believes you to be some kind of weird goblin. And it's just like says something to that effect of funny goblin. So funny when he hugs you back.
Yeah. At this point, I'm pretty sure he's convinced I just have brain damage.
Oh, and he didn't say Droop's human, he says Droop's elf.
Yeah.
So he's like, Droop's elf once. Yeah. All right. All right, we found Droop. We know where he's at. We talked to Mama Piter about him. And I mean, that's it. It's probably like
It's
Probably getting
that
late.
time.
six in the evening. You know, again, like the sun is looking to set. You guys know about several things that you could do in the area. Obviously, you could head to bed and sleep now. You could do whatever you want to do. It's an open world.
A short rest is all that's needed to restore hit points, correct?
On a short rest, you can
With
roll hit
dice.
die. Yeah, you can roll hit die. You use those hit die. So if you have like 4d8, you can use 2d8 on a short rest to roll. So you know, like potentially you get more. I won't make you like choose how many you roll up front. You could roll 1, then roll 2, then roll 3 if you want. That way you get an idea of how much you would regain. But you can only do that during short rests. And long rests, obviously, you get those hit die back.
I mean, if we're in town, we might as well just do like a long rest.
I'm gonna
Well-
long rest.
I was more asking because I could go be a shady little thing in the middle of the night.
Well, I mean, you can, I guess, take a short rest if you want. It's not like we really have each other just in town.
Like if the party besides one or two people takes a rest, I can use my remaining spell slots to heal those people, and then they can go do their thing
I mean,
Okay.
because I get those slots back.
I'm gonna let you all chat about what your next moves are for the evening and morning,
gonna-
and where you go after.
I'm
Remember,
gonna
you've
take
got
a.
your-
Yeah,
I gotta
I'm gonna.
check, cross-reference some notes real quick. Give me 1 second because this
Because-
all happened a while ago.
I'm taking
gonna
a
take
long
The thing
rest.
for Darren.
I'm taking a long
the
rest,
thing
but I'm
for
gonna
Garrett,
do it like while
the
I'm
thing for
out
Jerk.
here with like Droop. I'm just gonna kind of like like just take a nap like by the water next to him, just like hanging out.
Sleeping with Droop.
Dude, Droop's my dude. Me and him go way back. Not really, like a couple days ago, but I did
One
make him king. So we're cool.
No doubt, no doubt.
I told some people about how we have a goblin. They thought it was very, very entertaining.
Like people out of character, or
Yeah, yeah. No, I was
Maxwell, do
telling
you
people about our
want to heal
campaign.
me by chance, so I could go run some errands and get some information that may benefit us.
well, our
Math,
goblin
math,
is also
13.
about to bear.
Yeah, I told them that too, and they were like, "Wow, I didn't know that Crown did that. I've played that campaign 3 times."
Yeah, it's pretty cool.
Yep.
I'm excited to have a little bugbear friend. Hopefully, I'm hoping that the crown doesn't also like
Make
him
more
crazy.
aggressive. Yeah.
Yeah, like I don't want him to. I don't want to have to like fight my friend Droop.
Well,
I'm gonna go smoke a cigarette while you all discuss this, because
Well,
yeah, that's all
I gotta
gonna
get
say.
the kid to bed too. So talk
Like I
amongst
Now's a
said,
good time.
Gadwall, if you could
thyselves.
go ahead and heal me, so I could do a short rest to prevent exhaustion, and then go be a shady bitch.
Okay, I'm spending one first level spell slot to heal you for 12.
12, so that puts me 1 hit point below max, so we good. Because a short rest will restore the other 1.
Basically, yeah.
Yeah.
Automatically.
But I gotta wait for DM to come back for all of that. So I'm gonna go out for a cigarette, because, yeah.
Yeah, do it now. Jared's little
So,
laundry
how many
swapping.
people are in the same house today?
Just Tristan and Jared are in the same house.
Dos Equis.
Don't think we've ever been
But speaking of that,
introduced formally.
Jared and I were discussing it and possibly talking about me traveling out on a Friday night, coming back on a Sunday night,
Ew.
and then us doing like a 24-hour D&D campaign at someone's house on like a Saturday.
That'd be
Not a
fun.
24-hour, not
Totally
24 hour.
24 hours.
Just like a
No sleep.
one-off.
It could just be a really long session. I just have to prepare extra for it, and we could do like a long session that.
I could
Would
do,
it be
like-
this
Fun.
same campaign or?
I mean, we could if we found a way to
Yeah.
like set up and stream properly, but
Well, I'm just like wondering
Maybe
if
if we do, like,
just
a
want to do,
holiday-
like a one-off.
I was gonna say maybe if it's like a holiday, and we want to do like a one-off adventure around a holiday, it could be a
I
fun.
could do like a
come up
4
with
to
something
6.
themed.
I could do like a 4 to 6 hour going up at the floors of a tower, or a 6 to 8 hour going through a dungeon with you guys, but not a full 24-hour thing.
You know,
Come
that's she's
on,
just
no
being
rest.
ridiculous. No one believing that.
I'm gonna grab a beer real quick.
So thanks guys for waiting while I went and swapped my laundry. All right, let's grab a beer too. So what did you guys decide? What's the plan?
The plan is I was about to go for a cigarette, like while Chris is laying the kid to bed, and then
Oh, it's like the 8 o'clock one. Well, yeah. What are
Yeah.
you guys doing afterwards? What's the?
once I get back, I'm going to do some shady stuff over in the middle of the night. Unless you just
okay.
want to whisper that or message that back and forth, or we could role play it out. It's up to you.
Is it gonna be just you?
I gotta wait for Jerk back to get
Okay.
back to find out what's going on with that, because I'm
Alright.
definitely going to like sneak over and tell him like, hey, I'm going to go see them tonight. If you want to hide in the bushes and be like secretive of your presence, but we'll discuss all that when he gets back.
Mm-hmm.
So
All right.
I shall be back in 5.
All right, we're here. How about you guys? Did you know about the general plan? Are you guys going off any of the many adventures that are available? Or are you just gonna like start a bar?
Of the many adventures, the ones I have written down are help Darren with his well thing, help Hirda with his abode, and confront Jerk's crush about what the doppelganger said.
Oh, interesting.
So,
All right.
Jared, so this is this the person we're going to have as the new party member for the next month or so? This is Tristan, one of the main 2-bit punks for a while, and someone that you know pretty well.
Yeah. So I guess Oz, you haven't played many games with Tristan. Or whatever. Yeah, he's Punks. He streams
one
with
of
us.
Is this one of the guys who streams stuff
Legendary Tristan, Modern Tits.
Is this one of the guys that
Untrained
stream stuff
Eye.
like Dead by Daylight and things I don't really get into?
Nah.
Yeah, I think Letus does that typically.
I mostly
but-
played indie stuff on here, actually.
Like what?
That's a good question. Into the
Would you
Breach
play-
I played.
I'm trying to find
well, I
something to
played a lot of different
watch.
stuff.
Like I just finished Return of the Obra Dinn, and it was really good, and I want to watch someone else go through it.
You know, it's funny because that game won so many awards and I'd never heard of it.
It's the Papers, Please guy making a game after the first time in a while, so it would get a lot of press.
Really? Is it like a pirate game?
So no, it's a how do I explain? It's a first-person point-and-click mystery game. Yeah,
Interesting.
like you go through the 4 decks of a ship that disappeared 4 years ago, and you get to look at various scenes of what happened to the ship, and you have to piece together the whole story.
Huh, that sounds cool. Are there multiple endings?
No. There's one story of what happened to the ship, and the good ending is you get everything right, and the bad ending is you don't.
Gotcha.
Like this, the story of the Return of the Obra Dinn is divided into 10 chapters, and if you get everything right, you get to see what happened in chapter 8, which was the climax.
Nice, Marquise. That's dope. That's
I'm
really
trying-
good.
Trying a new style. Thank you.
What am I missing?
This drawing of Robin as her anime character that I keep drawing her as, but I've been changing.
Is that
I've been
a needle?
Yeah, she her character uses she has a sewing needle, a magic sewing needle that she can pull out of her hair, and then it transforms into like a rapier, basically. I started on a comic since we're waiting.
That's nice. That's a fun idea. I
You
actually
should
my
do
wizard
comic
in
book
the
co-op
other
scene.
game. Oh, sorry.
Go on.
I was gonna say the wizard I play in my other game keeps her her wand as a hairpin. She keeps in her hair. That's where she stores the wand. So it just looks like a hairpin.
This is like a rough draft of like comic panel layout or whatever. Basically, she's gonna like save cats and like fight bad guys who are being mean to cats.
Who's mean to a cat?
A lot of
Some people are mean.
to
Jerks.
cats.
Some people don't like cats, man.
Dude, like, we have this
Chris is
issue.
horribly allergic
I
to them.
don't
There's that.
Understand?
No, we have this. I live in a community in which where people get evicted, they ditch their cats
Oh yeah,
to be homeless, and so
they
we
just
have.
like leave them.
Yeah, they just leave them, and so there's roughly about 25 to 30 cats currently running through this park, and the kids around here treat them like shit.
This is the saddest story.
I've had there's a park right across from my unit, and I can't tell you how many times I have to go out there and scream at 5-6-year-olds for yanking on a cat's tail or like throwing them in the creek or anything. Like, it's bad. Like, and I can't just adopt
terrible.
25 fucking cats and have them live in my small place with me. Like, that's not
There is an
realistic.
app for that, actually.
Is there?
There's an
There's
app
an
for
app to
having
find cats.
cats.
Home?
No, there's an app where you
Having
adopt 20 cats into your home.
Oh, you're talking about
surprise
that
me.
like
Yes, that one.
that game cat cafe game.
Neko
No,
Atsume Kitty Collector.
There's
All
another.
right.
Yeah.
Are we all
there's
back?
Another app.
Yeah, I
I
think
we're
so.
all back. All right.
Yeah, I'm back.
The only person whose camera I don't have is Jerk.
You're the
Well,
only
Jerk
person
is
whose
back.
camera I don't have.
I can see
Weird.
everyone.
Why do our cameras just like never gonna work together?
I
But
don't know.
everyone else's things were fine.
I
So
had
weird.
to refresh in order to see Jared.
I've had to refresh a few times today.
Well, if I refresh, everybody else is going away. You'll all have to refresh with me.
All right. So, what did you guys decide on what the general plan is here? Now that you're
So
I think
back in
most
in
of
town
most of us are long resting, and Sparkle Gem is gonna go be a shady bitch.
Yep.
okay. All right.
But
Well, if it's
before I
just
go
if it's
be a shady
Okay.
bitch, I'm going to approach Jerk and be like, Jerk, it's time for me to check in. Did you want to take along this time?
Oh, but I wanted a long rest.
If you feel like you should sleep, they will be here for a while. We could always go another night. It is up to you on which you would rather do. Do you want to tag along and hide in the bushes? Because there's something about the hand that you need to understand. You are never going to be fully accepted because you are a male and the hand is a female exclusive unit.
Oh yeah, I don't want to be accepted. I want to tear them down.
I understand they may not be family to you, but they're the closest thing to a family in this crazy world that I have currently.
Well, like, look
I know
around.
Jerk is.
Like, look around at what we got going on right now. How much better these people treat us than anybody you've ever met before. They put their
I
lives
love
on the
it.
line for us.
Critical
Did
hit
the
to the
hand ever
heartstrings.
do that for you?
They did do that to me when they found me wandering and starving. They took me in and taught me what I needed to know in order to survive this world. They provided me the back end that I needed to get by.
All right, agree to disagree. I'm gonna take a nap. Since you feel their family, I'll let
I
you.
will not
I'll let
disagree
you.
with you that maybe the hand needs to be dealt with at a later date, but for the time being, they haven't done no harm to me.
All right.
And they provide us with limitless amounts of information. If nothing else, we should keep them around as an ear to the ground.
Well, for you, I'll stay my hand, and my vengeance will wait. But when you're ready to tear him down, I'll be right here waiting for you. And then I go back to sleep.
I'll be there
All
for
right.
you.
All right. Well, then, if that's the case and it's just Sparkle Gem, then we will do that encounter off to the side so as not spend the party's time doing that thing.
I'm asleep,
Okay.
so. And I'm
Then
probably
let's
pretty
do it.
It's a little
heavily
arrow right
asleep.
next to the gift of sub on the
Would it
far
be
right.
easier for me to do it
A
in
little far,
Discord?
little farther.
Or
There you go. I know it's like hidden. Sorry.
would it be easier for me to just do it in Discord or via Whisper on here?
Pick your poison.
Okay.
You're gonna do a Discord. That's fine. And we'll play act that off this. The evening of the rogue. And then
Also-
so with that.
One thing, real
Oh,
quick,
also,
I wanted to
Oz
say.
did use a spell slot in order to heal me for 12. That's been documented
Yep.
before his long rest. We did that
Okay.
while you were swapping over laundry. I just thought I'd update you.
All right. So you're healed up.
All but
Godwald,
1 hit point.
we're the only people in the party who knows Infernal, so if you ever want a secret, we can do that in that language.
Yeah, I assumed we were speaking Thieves' Cant there.
Yeah, we were. Well,
Okay.
I think if you
We
came and
need
found
to,
me,
as players, I feel like we need to start stating that before we start our conversation.
if you came into my room,
So that I know that would be nice.
because I was already laying down, then
Yeah,
I don't think there was
yeah.
any need to.
If it's just you and I creeping along in the room, I assume our native tongue becomes Thieves' Cant.
Most likely.
So, I need to do this thing. So we
Alright.
could just say it's daytime.
Yeah, I was gonna say so with that, everyone else has taken a long rest. So go ahead, go to your character sheet, click long rest, give yourself a refresh. Taliesin, make sure that the long rest doesn't undo your inspiration.
Okay.
And then if it does, I'll click it back on. But yeah, other than that, you guys wake up in the morning. The
It did not undo it.
Herida Roshi, Jerk, and Sparkle Gem all awake in the Stonehill Inn. Taliesin, sounds like you were out camping over by the creek with Droop.
Yeah, me and Droop are just kind of like spooning.
Godwald, you wake up to a fresh made meal and a very mother very happy to see you. Glad you're here. She again like not seeing you for so many years, but then you being returned, she's just very excited. Like big hugs, lots of love. And if you will hold on, do me a favor. Refresh your character sheet for me. Thank you. Mm-hmm. Feel a lot of love coming from. All right, so I'm going to assume that you guys meet in the town square, unless anyone says anything different.
Well, I was going to send Herda up to the Piter Bottom home to meet with Godwald, and I was going to take some coffee or whatever passes for it here to Taliesin and Droop, because I'm sure Taliesin is going to be nursing a nasty hangover, and I want to see a hyperactive Droop.
All right, no coffee. That's a bit of an exotic drink, but there are a few things that have a pick me up kind of listed on them that you could take. So some more like along the lines of tea and things, some leaves that people in town can grow.
Okay.
So,
Brown leaves.
All right, and what would that cost me to get to them?
let's say silver for the tea for each, and then your room is paid. Sparkle Gem, your room last night. We've talked about this in the past. You're always attempting to do your performances to gain lodging. So, man, way back, normal your performance check for way back when you guys had the big celebration with Hubert. Let's see if your performance was one that really
that.
wowed the patrons. Just,
The very first time. Okay.
no, we did that the very first time. This is an entirely different time.
14.
All right, yeah, with the celebration, yeah. So you were able to once again like draw enough attention to yourself, do the dance, and make the celebration larger, so that didn't cost you anything for your stay. Taliesin, you camped out outside unless you go to the inn. Go ahead and mark off one of your rations. Anyone else who doesn't buy a meal, mark off one of your rations. And anyone who does,
Isn't
pay
food
gold.
include-
Godwall does not pay anything for his food. He's just there with his mom. Maybe does some chores around the house.
You
Are
gotta
you
check your
telling me I
privilege,
have
God.
to
Yeah.
pay?
Yeah, he's got the fucking privilege in Phandalin, man. Yeah. So anyone else? So either
I'll eat a
either
ration.
mark off a ration, or go ahead and give up your a few silver for a meal at the.
I thought that was included in my lodge.
It was the last time, but a 14 is not a 20. So if you want a meal, you can ration it, or you could do a few silver.
How much?
It's not expensive.
But
you're greedy. I get it. Yeah, I get it. You're greedy.
How many silver pieces was it?
We'll do it on your meal, your breakfast. I think it's only like 5.
Can I give
I'm
him an
really good. I'm really-
electrum instead?
That's like worth more than a silver. It's an electrum in
No,
between
electrum-
silver and gold.
Electrum is 5 silver pieces.
They're just hard to find.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I got you. Yeah, you can throw him an electrum. Give him a little tip. Little tip to Toblin Stonehill. He's into it. He likes it.
Yeah, best give me my next meal free.
You get to stay for free. That's pretty cool. All right. So now I'm assuming that you've all met in the town square.
Once you respond to that DM, yes.
Yep. Yes.
Oh, all right.
Me and Droop show up. Just hanging out with him.
You guys show up in the town square.
And I'm just gonna be like, oh man, I don't really remember what happened.
After we left the wizard's house.
Yeah, I remember like walking for a really long time. But
That happened.
yeah. So what's the plan, guys? What do we? I think I remember something about dragon people.
Yeah, we're gonna
It's
kill
a
some
dragon
dragon people
cult.
and take their wood.
They're on the east side.
You can interject.
We're not sure if the dragon people, like 100% where they're located out there, but we are asked to gather information about them while we're out there.
All right.
Yes, you
But-
are looking for clues about the dragon cult, but let's remember the real thing you need to be doing here, which is getting me my
Slay a
magical
dragon?
wood.
Oh, my bad.
Yes.
This house must be built. It must be. I need a house.
But if we get the gold from the dragon, you could have all the money to buy all the houses.
It was hard enough to getting these supply. We were hired to get supplies here from the big city. How hard do you think it's going to be to get a whole house worth of supplies here from the big city?
Well, it's magic
We're not going
wood.
to the city, and
Yeah.
it's magic wood. And I don't know how hard that was. I took a nap, thank you.
You were in a bag.
I think
I was
maybe
taking a nap.
I think maybe we need a cart for this one.
We have the cart, I thought.
The
do
cart
we-
has
gifted
never
to
been
us.
ours.
No,
I
the
think
cart.
we could keep
yeah.
it.
We talked about this last time. Now,
Right.
who remembers what we talked about the last time? Because
technically, I
Gundren,
think we
Gundren
gave-
being rescued, came
Yeah.
back, and he basically wanted. Yeah, he was cool with the cart, but I think he needs a ride, right? Like he needs a ride to go to it. So his oxen are dead. You've replaced them. He's very happy for that. He's got his cart back, but if
we
he
have
can
our
get-
horses.
basically, yeah, you guys can like debate about like whether he, you want him to
He
get his
could
own
pay
ox and
us
do things,
to rent
or
the horse.
you can pay him to rent his cart.
We need a
and
cart.
the horses which you bought to replace his oxen died. And then you
It's
like,
not our fault
traded
his
one of the
oxen
oxen
were
for a horse too. So he had a cart and 2 oxen, and he came back to a cart with 2 horses. That was a little weird,
Wow.
right? But he's very
giants
he was very thankful for you guys. So he was willing to like, hey, if you guys like need it, like we could work something out. So if you guys want to work something out with him before he leaves today to go take his trip to Wayback
Do we
Cave
know
and
where
look for
he's
his
at?
brother.
I mean, it's either that or else we
Is
keep
he
our
at the
horses
inn?
and just buy a new cart.
Yeah, he would also be at the inn. He rents one of the rooms.
I
Talis-
thought there were only 2 rooms at the inn.
Taliesin could horse up and drag.
There
the
were 2
cart.
available rooms the first time
Okay.
you came to the inn.
So you're not riding me.
Damn it!
Why not?
Did you turn into a horse?
No.
Then he obviously.
Well, that was an emergency. I was trying to catch a
I
bad
jump
guy.
on everybody's back all the time. What are you talking about? This is
It was
nothing-
pretty clever.
So I'm gonna go find him and ask him if we can borrow his cart because we need to go get this wood, and I don't think we're gonna be able to carry it back on our own.
Okay.
Um,
He basically is like, it's like, well, I'm gonna need some, he's still gonna need some money in order to get his own horse, saddle, and bags in saddlebags in order to
guess he wants
to take the trip that he wants to take.
how,
I remember he wanted to
yeah,
talk
he wants to go meet up with his brothers.
Yeah, if you guys had other things to do, he was going to hire one of the Lord's Alliance members that came into town. So, he basically is like, look, I need a horse and this, and then that I hire for these guys. So either I'd take in my cart, which, let's work something out, or like maybe you give me some gold to work this out. Like, what do you want?
No, sure.
So he's trying to get you to pay for like basically like part of this cart or a horse or something, so that he can like have his stuff, but still be grateful to you. He's trying to skirt that line.
If we're going to rent him a horse and saddle, I say we have Jerk go and negotiate with Barthen for us, because Barthen really likes Jerk.
Well, how much is a cart?
No, I remember. Did you guys sign a contract with him to clear out Wave Echo Cave? I think you all agreed to it.
Yeah, we did. And he said we could have the cart as so long as that we made that thing.
So then he would have gone to Harvin Wester, the mayor, or Holly Thornton at the Miners Exchange to have a witness to signing a contract with you about it. And at that point, he would have been okay with, okay, then he would let you take the cart there. That's right. So you guys do still have the cart, and I've knocked over a stack of CDs.
Way
CDs.
to go.
I found them. I found all the CDs that everyone's been. Here's they're right here, and I kicked them over. Take them out of the cases.
Was
Hard to know
Wave
what to do
Echo
with
Cave?
CDs.
Was that where we found that?
We have not been to Wave Echo Cave. It is the magical cave way off in Wonderland that
Gundren
is
came here to
on
look into in the first
Gundren's
place.
map that
Right.
I don't know if he gave us the location to of or not.
So if you guys, I remember like you were debating about this at the end of this, and then you went off to see Herida instead. So back here, he is now asking this question. You guys want his cart, and he wants you to sign this contract with him that you're going to clear out. If you're not coming with him right now, he's going to hire somebody else. So he's going to up the price on what it costs, like basically like what your reward is versus it. So he wants to give you 10% of the profits from the mine, due to you rescuing him and saving his life. He's very thankful for it. But B, it is his. He did find it. He and his brothers found it, and it's their claim, and that's what it is. But he's very thankful for it. He actually needs to go and get them to sign sign the other part of this contract, but he signs it with you in front of, let's say, we went to the miners' exchange, because that's where he would have been putting in his claim on the mine.
Okay, well, I'll
Right.
I turn to Herda and I tell him.
Oh no.
I say,
That's it.
hey, so this is we're on a time frame here, bud. Can we go clear out this cave if you help us out? I will continue paying your way through the stays at the inn, and then as soon as we're done, we'll go get your wood. Because this is a time sensitive. We do this now, or we don't do it at all.
But
How
Wait,
much
we
is it?
go get the
So-
wood now or don't do
I
it
think
all?
I think
Go
it's actually
quickly.
been established that you don't feel like there is any time sensitive situation.
no?
Like you got the map
No.
back, right?
Yeah,
from
let's
the
clear.
cave.
Okay, I thought you
And-
just said that he
and-
was gonna hire people to go do it if we didn't.
He's hiring people to take him there as like bodyguards, but he wants us to show up later to actually clear out this cave.
Yes.
Oh, okay.
So,
exactly.
which is fine.
I'm
we
also
can
kind
do
of
that.
afraid if we go get Herda his
How
wood.
much does he want for the cart? For us to rent the cart?
So basically, if you're running the cart and you're promising to show up over at the cave, if he calls it like a gold a day, then they'll work that out after you arrive and like everything out, because
Yeah.
he understands that the cave is A, very dangerous, B, full of like not only monsters but probably like all of the magical things that are in there. So there's probably some good stuff for you as him as a miner, and then also the materials that they're going to mine from it, as well as the potential for them to make magical items and make money from that. So, like, him's basically being like, look, I'm going to charge you a gold a day. Like, if you get to a gold a day, then this whole other part probably falls apart because that's so little in comparison to what.
Nope. Let's do it. I'm down. I mean, unless we rent this thing for literally half a year, I feel like I can afford it.
You could just like be like, here, let's buy it from you. If you guys want to just straight up buy it from me, I can tell you how much a card is. And
How much would he want for the cart?
And how much can I
Alright.
talk him down to?
Because then he could probably buy his own, if that's
Yeah.
what we're doing. We're talking about.
I only want
see
this cart because
here.
it has sentimental value to us. That's the only reason why I want to buy your cart. I could go buy our own cart.
You guys
This
have
one,
that like map carved into it, right?
I'm a little attached to
Fine.
this
Yeah,
cart.
me too. I forgot about that.
Yeah, like way in the beginning, you didn't get a map, and then you
we've
carved a map into the cart for you. Like you don't have a
Like
map
really,
here.
really shitty.
You
our
guys have
blood,
that,
sweat, and tears have gone into that.
that terrible drawing.
Yeah, my
Dear.
only problem with this is though, if we go get Herda his wood and we start building the house, he might not come with us to Wave Echo Cave, and we're gonna need a fifth for that.
I mean, he
Get it.
might do it because we build him a fucking house.
We also set his house on fire though.
Okay, so the cart itself costs about 15 gold. The saddles for the horses and the harnesses that attach them to the cart are like 3 gold apiece.
I thought
So-
we already paid those 3 gold pieces when we rebought the horses because horse saddles
Yes,
and
you do. You
bit and
did.
brittles are
You
different
did.
than ox.
Yeah, you did. But somebody gave you a cart and you were replacing those things. So this is the cost of what a cart is. That was the question. That's what I'm answering. It's
Right.
15 gold for the cart. It's 3 gold apiece for the 2, like for the harnesses, and a horse is.
We paid for 2
You guys-
horses.
you
Why
guys
would
have
we need to
already-
get another.
We're talking about the cost of the material of the thing. I don't understand how
Right.
you don't know this. I am talking about what these things cost.
Like in general, what they cost before excluding
Yes.
everything we've already bought.
That was
Yeah.
the question.
Okay, my bad then.
And so I am explaining
Well,
it.
that's why I
Like,
was
it's like you
want
want to define it. You're like, what is a thing?
I already
it's a
paid for all
thing.
this
Is it a
stuff.
thing or isn't it a thing? It's like I'm telling you it's a thing, and you're like, is it? I'm not
Well,
sure.
no, it's more like we already
Oh.
paid for this, so why are we paying a second time? And
Well,
getting
maybe,
the
price
first
for these
time we were
things?
the first
Someone
time we
explain
were
it to her.
the first time
I'm
we
just,
were
I'm
paying
just gonna buy the
to
cart off of him.
replace.
I'll buy the cart off of him. I'll give him 5 extra gold and be like, sorry about all this. Just here's 20 gold. Like if you need to pay somebody
20
to
20 gold should cover.
yeah.
20, 20 gold should cover it, and then you're straight up just buying the cart off of him. You don't need to rent it for any time. They're your horses, your harnesses, your cart, and he will accept that gold because he's going to turn around and use that to buy his own.
Right. When we're buying all this stuff off of him, we're good. And I still have quite a bit of gold. So
Yeah, you guys are essentially filthy rich.
yeah,
So the fact that you're like,
yeah.
no, that is 5 cents, not 6 cents. Fuck you, I want my pen. People are going to turn around to you and be like, I don't like your attitude. Like, so just throw it out there, right? Like,
I mean, but I don't want to double pay for crap. That's all
Oh,
that comes
and,
down to.
Well, the first
Wait,
time
yeah,
we
well,
bought it, it was
Allison,
because
did
we
I
were
ever give you
replacing
your,
shit that we either
Yeah.
lost, killed, or
wait.
you know whatever.
Taliesin, did you ever get the
That's
20
true.
gold of your share of the stuff we got from the armory?
I think so. I don't know. I sold the incense thing and I got a shit ton of gold off of that.
so horses are 50 gold apiece. The harnesses for each 3 gold, and then what did I say? The cart was like 15.
Mm-hmm.
So what is that total? 15, 6. Let's call it 5 and 15, 20, 70. For 70 gold, you could buy all of the stuff off of him. If you want to throw him 75, you give him an extra gold to be like, thanks, man. And he's going to be like, I don't need this, and hand you 5 gold back because he appreciates you saving his life. He is not going to take extra money for it. So
Ask
you
him how
guys-
much it costs to paint Party of Embarrassment on the side of the cart. You should really theme your equipment.
Yes.
I imagine a minor illusion just being constantly cast on the side of the thing.
So I need to give him 70 gold.
70 gold. If you guys split it up, that's you buying it, and you all collectively own a cart, 2 horses, and the harnesses. And it's yours.
I'll throw in
Mm.
20.
Okay.
There
So
are
that puts us at 40.
So we need what? 35 more?
We need 30.
30 more. I'll just float all the expenses left.
That is very much unlike you. I don't think you would do that.
Oh crap! I'll be back in just a second, guys. Give
She
me
did it.
2 minutes.
She's gonna mark off 35. Does that mean Godwald spend nothing?
Yes.
He did spend
Didn't-
nothing.
I like
I
it.
think you guys didn't.
Smart.
Okay, I was editing my gold quick. That's all I was doing.
Yeah, nobody is.
I know.
So as I see Sparklebutt give money to somebody, my jaw hits the ground, and I actually a tear comes from my eye. I ask her, "Who are you?"
What are you doing? What is
Wait,
this?
what?
So as I see you hand money to somebody, my jaw hits the ground, and a tear flows down my cheek, and I say, "Who are you?" Do we have
I
another
think I may-
doppelganger situation? I pull my dagger.
Did?
Pull your
maybe I was
dagger.
still a little drunk from the brandy last night. I'm not sure.
All right.
All right,
Alright,
I
well,
pat
you
her on the
guys-
head and put my dagger back.
You guys now own a
Alright.
cart.
Alright.
Gundren Rockseeker understands that. Yeah, it's like he appreciates this deal. He's very grateful to you. You guys have signed a contract saying you're coming out of here. So he has agreed to give you 10% of the mine upon clearing out. He's gonna go check out his brother, and he's probably gonna hire somebody from one of the guys that oh god, Sildar brought into town. And so yeah, so you guys are able to travel now significantly faster than you've been able to in the past.
All right. So
Congratulations.
let's
And now all we need
I'm gonna
is an
pick up
airship.
Droop and I'm gonna put him in the driver's seat, and I'm gonna like
Alright.
give him the reins, and be like, "You think you can man the reins, man?" I'm gonna sit next to him, but like try to like guide him like he's a small child, but like learning how to drive or like ride a bike.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Skepticism.
No, we're so you guys are all in the cart. You're heading where?
I'm gonna have like a driving instructor brake on the side where I'll just like pull the brake if he starts veering off or going too fast.
Okay. We're totally going to roll the goblins' attempt at animal handling. But while you're doing that,
Alright.
where are you
So-
heading? Where's this adventure leading you? Where are you guys going?
I mean, are you guys gonna get into the cart?
Yeah, I'm in the cart.
Like, I'd like the answer to that first. Are we just gonna go do the here to cultist wood quest?
Yeah.
right away? Because
We could also go
Otherwise-
deal with that banshee.
is that the?
Well, we need to
Darren-
talk to what's her name first.
Oh, that's the. That's the
You'd have
priest.
to talk the priestess of Timora. We actually kind of figured out that we didn't quite have that conversation. We like really got close. He persuaded with a high persuasion roll and get the healing potion, and then also was like he could have bought the rest of the town's healing potions, and then we didn't quite work out what exactly we were looking for. I did mention it the last time.
You mentioned a
So-
silver comb or something like that.
Yeah, so we can call this either way. And for the sake of time, I'm gonna say like this is the conversation we had. Is that cool? Or do you want to do
Yeah.
it, Taliesin specifically? This is
Are
your
you
situation.
saying that basically I had already gone and talked to her?
Yeah.
And got the comb.
Yeah.
Okay, so I
So-
have the comb.
So you would have talked to the our favorite priestess of Timora, the caretaker of Mama Biter, and you would have found out that what they were looking for is to speak with the banshee and to find out an answer, because the banshee has the ability to answer questions that you might think have no answer. So a magical connection with the Fey realm to say and give you information you don't have. The banshee, though, is a dangerous creature. People are not particularly happy when this comes along. It's a lost soul ghost who is attached to the world for some kind of like vicious reason, like either somebody murdered them or something like that. So you kind of like understand that about a banshee in general. And in order to approach the banshee, you would need some kind of gift. So she gives you a silver comb and says this was, this is reminiscent of an object she would have had in her life. If you go up, are very respectful, present her with the comb as a gift, and shower her with kindness, is likely that she will then answer your question. The danger is that if not, she may attack you. And so that's why the priestesses want to, go do it herself. She's been trying to do some things in the area and finding out that she's not much of the adventurer. She's more of a priestess. So she's asking you guys to go there, ask this question, and find the location of Bo Gentle's spell book. And I
Oh,
think that,
gentle.
yeah, and I think that was the way you had written down from one last time. So this is that's another
That's
option.
the only note I have from last session is Bo Gentle spell book. I don't know why, but it was the
Well-
thing last session.
Well, that's your note, and that's why. So you would know this, and then Talisman would have like relayed this to you as you're here. So you guys know of several areas to go to. There's Wave Echo Cavern with Gundren. There is the investigating the ruins of Old Owl Well that Darren has asked you to. He's mentioned travelers have stated that they have seen the undead.
So can
and
I
there's
just
the Banshee's Bargain, where you have this to answer this question about.
can I ask, I guess, just like where on the world map are all these things relative to each other?
Yeah,
Can
okay,
we actually get the world
Yeah,
map
yeah.
pulled up so we could figure this out?
Yeah. Let's do that. Let's get you guys over to the Sword Coast. This is the map you have. It's a fine map. And Holly Thornton is sold to you.
All right, so
Classy.
So what you
know that-
found was, so the reason that Thunder Tree is circled is because you guys defeated that doppelganger and found the map they had, which had that location marked. It was actually a similar map of the area, but that was circled there. You know that Old Owl Well is where the zombies have been appearing. And actually, you would know where Tor is in relation to these things now. So let me get that up so I can mark it on your.
That place sounds cool. I mean, you guys heard of that one? Sounds interesting. Wyvern Torah. I don't know why. Just
Well, we also know for a fact that
Wyvern Tor.
around- Hold up.
Wyvern
This
Tor being
area,
where.
this general area
also-
is where the cult is active at.
Also, I don't know if it was like during that long rest, am I able to like switch out some of my spells?
Yeah, I think your
yeah.
character. I think most of your characters, whenever they get that chance to do that swap, is during the long rest.
Yeah.
The
Yeah, I
other
believe
two
that would be yours as
spellcasters
well.
can. Mine are permanent. Once I take them, I cannot swap them.
All right, Sword Coast. All right, here. So you know that in the area of Conberry is where the Banshee is. They've been told that there's a just to the west of that town, or what used to be a town, sort of a stop on the road. Old Owl Well is where we heard about these zombies and
Old Owl, well, the
Did we lose
zombies,
him?
yes. Dragon cultists, of course. There's dragon cultists, yes.
and then you've heard about them coming in this area, and that some people there's a posting at the town hall about orcs at Wyvern Tor, and Wyvern Tor is located. I got it right here. I just drew that X.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so the Banshee is here, the Owl Well's here, and then Wyvern Tor's here. And then where does Herda want us to go?
Well, the dragon cult in general, the wood and all that, is in the same general.
It's in the same general area.
So if
So we
we
can
just head
kinda-
that way, we could kind of knock out 4 quests, come back, get all the rewards, and then just.
Yeah.
The
I
thinking
say
caps are on.
okay. Which one do we want to tackle first? Hurt is probably. He seems pretty impatient. He's been saying Wyvern Tor. That sounds interesting.
How dare you?
And maybe we won't have a penis
On
pressed
our
and
faces any
digitized
longer?
on the side of our cart.
I think the side of your cart says
It says party of embarrassment.
And he has to put that back up every hour.
What a
He's-
waste.
he is.
Well, luckily,
This is
my
the only.
illusion is a cantrip.
The only magic he has been casting.
You may
So you
expect
do
me. You may expect me to put it up every hour, but I will just cast it when you least expect it and surprise you with embarrassment, as you deserve.
Every time I see it, I'm going to cast minor illusion that says "kick me" right on the back of Roshi's like bare rippled muscles.
Okay, so I will say that we start to go up from Phandalin, and we take a right on the Triborg Trail and start going up towards Conberry. I do remember that there was something about orcs being on the Triborg Trail. I can't hear you.
Yeah, there were.
Yeah, no, I was sorry. I was doing some counting. The job that is posted in town hall in Phandalin is to clear out the orcs at Wyvern Tor. That was a.
Oh,
that
it
was a
was, but
separate
it was
job.
like you took Triborg Trail to get up there.
Yeah, you take the
Okay.
Tribor Trail to get there.
So let's head out down the Tribor Trail towards Conberry. Did you want me to roll animal handling to see if Droop can actually do this?
I do want you to roll animal handling for a goblin, which will not be super up, but it's going to be great. I'm going
Does
to love every
Taliesin
second
get
of
to
this.
make an assist roll?
Oh, 10. I don't know if he has
Are
any
you
bonus.
are you helping?
Yeah, no, I'm basically
Then he has advantage.
okay. So like I'm basically it's like me trying to teach him how to ride a bike.
So take the highest number minus
Fuck.
1.
6. Okay.
Highest number minus
highest
1.
number minus 1. Does he
Yep.
he doesn't get my
No.
modifier though, does he? So he gets a 9.
He gets advantage because you're helping him. So you basically
Right.
use the help action to be like, "Hey, buddy,
Yeah.
let's try and teach you how to handle a horse." And he's like, "Woo!" and just starts whipping the horse and like with the reins, and the cart just jerks forward, and everyone's like on it, like, "Oh God, I guess we're leaving." Okay. And you're able to like
But is he
grab the
generally
reins,
like
slow the
okay?
horse down, and be like, "Oh, okay, okay, hold on,
Yeah.
buddy."
Yeah.
While
All right,
we're
man. All right. All right.
Yeah,
I
it
mean,
was,
you
it
have
was
the
a really,
general idea, but we need to go. We can't go that fast.
he
We
was
don't
ready
want to.
for it.
Yeah, we don't want to hurt anybody. You know. So like, yeah, I'll just be upfront with him, kind of like he's got his hands on the reins, but like I'm like I kind of, I'm like watching him, and I kind of have my hand on one of them, like just making sure he's not going nuts.
All right. Well, so as that happens again, like he's just not very good at it. He just keeps trying to whip the horse to go faster.
Yeah.
He's very excited to be in the driver's seat. He has never been in the front of a cart before, like leading a horse. This is a whole new adventure for him, and he is just really gung ho. So unless
right.
you stop, he's gonna
All
keep
right.
trying. Like,
So
"Ah."
I'm gonna
So
I'm gonna take the
time
reins.
will tell as the
Yeah.
future happens.
I'll take the reins from him and just be like, how about this? How about you be our lookout? You will be you're gonna be my wingman here, and you're gonna make sure that we are on the right track. And I'll
Okay.
hand him
like-
a map, but like I'll make it to where he's like holding it so I can clearly see the map.
All right.
Droop's face becomes one of a 7-year-old boy who's been asked to guard the cart
Right.
at the shopping
Take
mall.
this. Take this map. Tell me where to go. I already know where to go, but thank you for telling me.
Exactly.
Right.
Yeah, it's like when you give your little brother like a controller that's not plugged in, and he thinks he's doing super good.
Yep. Yep.
Yeah.
So while
All right.
this
So
is
it will
going
take
on-
you about 3 days to reach Connieberry. So
Okay.
Well, on the travels, can I use some of the time to attune to my, what was it, the Rain of Mind Shielding?
yes, you can. You would have plenty of time to have performed a short rest while holding onto that item. Now, before we do this, so I know we're like jumping on the fun of the adventure of jumping onto the cart. Anybody want to do anything else before we leave Phandalin? Now's your chance.
I wanted to know what was the.
Oh shit.
We should go through the items that Taliesin found.
We already did. They were just
Uh,
worth a lot of money. They weren't
Uh,
worth it anyway though.
Is there
No,
any
you-
way we could hire somebody to go to the manor and use that alchemist lab to possibly make those potions for us? Since we have all the materials?
The only person in town who would have any chance of doing anything with them would be
I haven't.
the priestess of Hymora, who would be able to craft healing potions with the healing materials that you have. You would have
I
to
have-
also send her into Tresnador Manor, where you left a somewhat
Doesn't
evil
it-
creature living in a crevasse. So you know, it's up to
Yeah.
you.
He's
But
not going to hurt anybody.
No, yes,
I
he
mean,
will.
He might. He
Mm.
might. He likes us because we gave him stuff.
We gave him a
but-
bunch of dead bodies.
So if we just check and be like, yo, dude, you're not allowed to hurt this girl, he'll be like, wait, I'm not allowed to hurt that girl.
I
No,
No,
have.
I
feels like an
disagree with that
Aragog
100%.
I have multiple reagents and also an herbalism kit, so I could possibly work on crafting some healing potions. I also
I
have.
wasn't
I
worried
think.
about healing pots. I got healing pots. I was worried about the invisibility pot.
Well, I could maybe
Potions?
make that. I'm not sure.
I
Pot
don't think you
potion, same
can make.
thing.
I don't think you can make a invisibility potion. This is an Arcana thing.
Okay. Yeah.
But your
I
healing
don't have
potion,
this
but the
anymore.
healing potion and the materials that you have with your healers, with your, you have an alchemist kit. You have a healer's kit,
I have a herbalism kit, so I can make like healing.
herbalism kit. So you can make healing potions with the herbalism kit. Yep.
Poultice.
Every time
Yeah.
I look over at my character sheet, I see baby chick Quacky Chan. The description is, I birthed it myself from my mouth.
I haven't
happened.
heard you talk about feeding Quacky Chan in a
Shit.
good what's it been, like 5 days?
Yeah.
And you haven't,
Is he
and you
dead?
haven't fed the baby chick.
Quacky Chan's on death's door right now.
It's
You had
like
a duck
Neopet.
called, or a chick called Quacky Chan.
Yeah.
Yeah. Roll me a d20 because this is the first one. If you're above 10, then Quacky Chan is starving to death at this moment. If you're below 10, then you find the tiny corpse of Quacky Chan. In the
God damn it!
No.
Why do you keep
Quacky-
killing my pets?
This
Wait,
is the
no,
second
I
pet
thought
that you've
Quacky
killed.
Chan
You know what's a
went
funny
with
thing
Hubert.
about pets?
You
Just a
gave
crazy,
Quacky
crazy
Chan to
weird
Hubert.
adventure. You have to feed them. They don't. They don't just feed themselves.
What was that,
Especially
CJ?
baby ducklings.
Quacky Chan was given to Hubert when he dipped out.
Oh, that's right.
Was
I did
he?
give him to Quacky. I did.
Because
Yeah.
I gave him Jorg
Well,
gave him
Hubert
Quacky
took care
Chan,
of him.
and I gave him Gnome.
Before we do leave, do I have time to check out either the Lion Shield's Coster, the Lion Shield's Coster, and see
Yeah,
if there's
sure.
any sort of weapon or armor that I could buy that would improve my attacker AC or anything like that?
They wouldn't have anything that you haven't seen up to this point, outside of maybe some great swords that have recently come into town through your own means.
What does Droop have?
The prices on items are lower. So what you have seen
Because
before,
I'm wearing.
you guys are heroes of Phandalin, having
I'm-
chased the bandits out.
Since we know
I don't
Droop is
even know if I really have armor.
since we know Droop is going to be a
You c-
bugbear eventually, should we get him some stuff?
I don't think
Oh,
you
I have
can
like
wear
light
armor that's
leather.
metal.
Yeah,
I have
bugbears
light
have
leather
very
armor.
specific things that
Did-
they're
would
able
they-
to wear, and
I would
not to
suggest that
mention
you
a
do what I
human
did.
village would not have the supplies because bugbears are large creatures.
He's not
Okay,
even a
We
bugbear,
could get him
I
like
don't
a
think.
crudgel or
I-
something.
I am going to
I-
go to the bathroom. In the
I have-
next 3 minutes, I expect to know what each of you wants to do in fan. Don't
I'm-
talk about it. Think about the thing
I'm
you want to
trying
do.
to tell
'Cause when I
you
come back,
what I would
I'm
like
I'm
to
going to
do.
find out.
So here's what I bought.
I have light leather armor.
Yeah.
So I kind of probably want to see if they have like heavy leather.
Are you
You should
proficient
buy
with
it.
heavy leather? Because if you're not, you're
Also-
gonna
I
have to
can
take
wear
a-
light armor, medium armor, shield. So I guess if they have medium leather armor,
You should
That
buy
would
a
be
chain
standard leather,
shirt.
which is what you should start with.
I don't know. I don't know if I can. Can I wear metal? I
As a
generally
druid? Is that a
don't.
thing?
Well, it can be.
Is
Hang
there a
on.
rule? That's up to you. I got a chain shirt and went my AC up by 2.
Druids don't lack the ability to wear metal armor. They choose not to wear it. A druid typically wears leather, studded leather, or hide armor. Druid comes across scale mail made of material other than metal. The druid might wear it. So generally, they won't wear it, just kind of out of. It's not.
Principle.
Yeah.
It's not organic.
If there's some like if it was like scale mail made out of like actual scales, then I'd probably wear it. But I'm generally going to be wearing like leather.
So you could get hide armor.
Yeah, or like studded leather or something if they have that.
The studded leather in this is it's for people who don't like. It's the difference for you will be the same, except that hide is a lot cheaper, and
Mhm.
yeah. Well,
So,
studded leather or
can I
hide would
check-
up your AC by 1.
Right.
I'm in the PHP.
Nice. Oh, he's still doing things. Okay, so can I check to see if the Lion Shield Coster would have like medium leather armor, like studded leather, or something
It's
of that?
it's- you just call it studded leather or hide in
Yeah.
your size.
Quick reference. Venturing gear.
Because I can
Nope.
wear light
Weapons,
and medium
armor.
armors, but I generally wouldn't wear metal. I can wear metal.
So we don't
But I
have.
generally
We don't.
won't.
Yeah, we don't have like an armorer's blacksmith in town. So this is not a place where they would have that. There was the chain mail that you brought back, but you gave back to Sildar. That was his. And otherwise, no, unfortunately, they do not have it. So, sorry.
Okay.
Apologies.
Is there any sort of what kind of weapons would be available?
Back to that weapons sheet. Let me see if I can click it and drag it out onto the map real fast for you guys. Where's my list of things? My library. There it is. My library. You talking about weapons?
Yeah.
Right? Oh, yeah, that's too small to. Alt drag.
You could also just like post it in the Discord.
Yeah,
I'm looking at this.
Drawing. I mean, yeah, I could, but what would I do now instead?
Wouldn't mess with her.
Slightly larger.
Yeah, I'm doing it.
Up in her eyes, like what? And then like she becomes.
It's happening. Do you see it happen?
I see it slowly getting bigger.
A little bit by a little bit.
All right. Oops, sorry.
Weapons, and they now have items up to 50 gold. So with the adventuring you've done in the area and how you've enabled like the you're basically enabling the economy to increase by allowing goods to travel in. Goods up to 50 gold are now.
Oh, I can use a mace. Or like a javelin or spear.
Those all deal the same damage as the scimitars you have, and the scimitars have the benefit of being able to 2-up and fight them.
Yeah, I just wanted to see if maybe they had like a slightly better sword or something that I could use.
Understandable.
Meow. Yeah, okay, I'm fine then. It doesn't look like they have anything like super.
That you're looking for possible magical items. There might be a way to cure them. It would just involve being a shady bitch.
No, I don't think that I generally wouldn't be able to
Oh, yeah.
buy like a magical item usually from a store, or like if there wouldn't. I would assume that there probably wouldn't be any sort of masterwork items or thing +1 that would be in this general area. I just figured maybe there was something that did like slightly more damage or gave me like a better hit, something like that.
Mm.
I understand.
But I was mainly
not
hoping
here.
to be tanky.
I see it. I hear you. It's gonna be
Um,
tough for you because you kind of like you can't really well metal armor, and most of those things are going to be kind of like splint, plate, whatever up on from.
I could wear like scale mail if it was like actual scales or something that was like bone, something like that.
Armor. Yeah, it's the kind of thing you might be finding out and about, and not here.
Yeah.
In fact, Herda might know about a particular suit of armor if he remembers.
I do happen to recall some sort of mystical elven suit of armor that I kept in my house in a chest. Do you see my chest?
I saw your chest actually. I looked in it, but there was nothing in there unless you have some sort of spell.
Didn't
That's
we take
funny.
this chest with us?
I
don't
thought that I
remember.
took the chest. Well, I said that I wanted to take the chest with me, but I don't know if I actually ever did.
Yeah, you were like, I think about this chest, but I'm not sure. So you never really said it. You can tell me. Did you take the empty chest with you or not?
Sure, I meant to actually take the chest with me. I had said that I would come back for the chest and take it, because I obviously could tell that it was magical, and so I'll like kind of like point, I don't know, in the cart and be like, that chest.
So Herda would recognize his chest.
Funny, generally when people mention my chest, they talk about how huge and ripped it is. Ah! But if you are speaking about that box that I kept in my basement, yes, it did have a suit of mystical elven armor in it, but if you don't see it there, then it must have been taken while I was a stone man, only barely harder than I am today.
Well, shit.
All right, mild side note. It is the boots of the suit of armor. Sorry, and I apologize. I should have elaborated this earlier.
My
Is
bad.
This is the boots of the suit of armor, and then a map to the rest of the armor.
But there was
Being
nothing in the
stone.
chest.
Yeah, but the chest was empty as you saw it empty. It means somebody, maybe someone who would have attacked the rest of his house, has taken the items.
That part of the story I retold correctly.
Did those boots have any particular power to them? Maybe.
I would assume so.
They
Okay,
would.
so do we want to head out then? Do we want to head to? I can't remember because it just says weapons in front of me. Connie Berry. Everyone good?
I'd like to. Did we?
I can't hear you, Jared.
Did we
Oh,
decide?
sorry.
Did we decide there was no armor here? Because I could use some like light leather armor or something.
Is that better?
Yeah, I can see now. I'm pretty sure you're
There's
probably already wearing light leather.
I just have clothes, common clothes.
unfortunately there is no smith or anyone who makes armor in
Okay.
town. There is a seamstress. So I suppose you could talk to Mama Piterbottom about making armor, and she could maybe have some available for you if she could make leather armor when you come back.
Okay, I'll talk to her about that, and then I'll ask the priestess if there's any way she may be able to convince her god to maybe enchant it in some way.
So Mama Piterbottom tells you that she can sew armor, though she might not be the greatest leather seamstress ever. She feels like she could do it, and it might take a gold or two for her time.
Mhm.
So if you're willing to front her some money for materials, she will attempt to craft you some yeah,
Let me grab a beer.
leather shirt and pants.
Absolutely. Does
All right.
the priestess of Timora have anything to say about my request to ask her goddess to enchant it in some way?
So you're asking the priestess of Amora if the goddess of luck will enchant the armor that she creates.
Yes.
Go ahead and roll me like persuasion on it. See if she'll apply some of her godly cleric skills to the armor that's being made.
No, she will not.
How much money do you give Mama Piterbottom for the? She said it would be a gold or two.
I give her like 5.
If you overpay by that amount, Priestess Tamara says she's like, I will certainly bless the material, but I can't speak for what. Oh God, what's the goddess of luck's name? I'm gonna find it. I can't speak for what Timora grants and what she does not.
Okay,
But I
well,
will.
so
I will bless this armor.
I
Thank you for
give
supporting our household.
I give her 5, and then I take 5 more and I hand it to the priestess, and I ask her to offer it. I'm in a hurry. Please offer this on my behalf to the goddess of luck.
She suggests that you toss the coins into the shrine's fountain on your own to have the best chance.
Okay, I run over there really quickly. I do it, and then I get back on the cart.
It's literally like outside their house. So you go ahead
It's on the
and
way.
then
Okay.
you're gonna roll me a d20.
All right.
Beat a 15. Come on, buddy.
I didn't.
All right. You throw some coins. You throw some coins into the luck fountain. What do you think? Like,
Wait,
yeah. This is gonna.
Inspiration?
I don't have inspiration.
who has it today?
I have it.
Would you give it for this sort of thing?
No. What are you trying to do?
I'm trying to get
He's
the
trying to
goddess
get blessed.
Timora to enchant or bless my my armor that's being made for me.
Which will otherwise be ordinary leather armor and will maybe be ready when we get back.
Sure. You better fucking roll good.
I better. All right. So
Taliesin gives inspiration to how do you say to him to be like, hey man, good on you. Your dick's huge.
I'll just
And we could use some luck.
I'll just be like, okay, good, Jesus. I'll just be like, in the words of Sparkle Gem that pulled me through previously, you got this, man.
You got this.
He gives you a firm slap in the back.
Just right on the buttocks.
So slaps your ass nice and firm, not like dirty kind of way, but just like you got this, bro.
like after like a baseball game,
Yeah, exactly. Very sports oriented ass slap. And,
yeah.
and as you throw 5 gold coins into the fountain, one of them bounces back out of the fountain into your hand.
Aw. That was nice.
Yeah. So you get 1 gold back, and that gold piece is actually so mark 5 gold off your sheet.
I did.
All right. And then refresh your sheet.
It is refreshing. I've got a lot of internet usage
Oh,
going
shit.
on right now.
Whoops.
So
Sorry, here, hold on. It didn't do the thing I wanted to do. Okay, refresh your sheet again. I mean, refresh it every time. Just constantly refresh it until the adventure's over.
Just hold
All right,
F5.
that's Jerk. I think I've heard
Press
Taliesin. I think I've
F5
heard
to pay
Jerk
respects.
before I leave town. Sparkle Gem, I know what she did before she left town late at night. Did you do anything during the day, Sparkle Gem?
I
Anything?
like that,
Yes,
Oz.
no?
I heard you.
Just attuned to the ring while everybody was shopping because
Tuned.
you know.
God
And then
Wall.
crawled back into my magic
I,
sack of sleepiness.
It's magic sack.
I
Wait, have
would
you
like to.
kept the sack this whole time?
Yeah, why wouldn't we?
Oh, okay. No, there's a gnome-sized bag in play. That's all I wanted to know. Godwall,
Okay.
what are you
I
doing,
would
Tom?
like to spend my downtime cracking open Yarno's spellbook.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
So give me your Arcana check. Give me a for a second. Yeah, give me a straight up Arcana check on.
Well, I did tell him what language it was in before I threw the book at him. That was part of the trade negotiation that we had.
It was Draconic, right?
Yes.
Okay. And then, do you speak Draconic, Godwall?
I can ritual out comprehend languages before I crack open the book.
Okay, so you have the morning to do this, so you're able to understand Draconic and know that the spells in the book and what they are. You ready for this? You have to write this shit down.
Let's see. Open notepad. Yes.
All right, cool. In the book, you find a spell for Misty Step, for Magic Missile, for Mage Hand, for Crown of Madness, a spell for Light, a spell for Disguise Self, and a spell for the cantrip Shocking Grass. Those are all in the spell book that you found. It took from Yarno.
Hot fire.
Woo! Yeah, it's a lot of spells.
Yeah,
That's
dude.
a lot of spells.
Yeah. So those spells exist, and you're able to read them there. So you know that they're there, but if you're
Just
gonna read
keep him.
yeah, go ahead.
I was gonna say, just keep in mind as well as a player, any spell that you try to transfer into your ritual spell book becomes a ritual form of it, so it'll have a minimal of a 10-minute cap.
Yeah, I'm not going to do that with Misty Step or the other things. I'll keep that in
Yeah.
mind. I just wanted to learn what was there today. That's probably all of this downtime.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. I mean, because it's gonna take you time to like decipher the shorthand of that wizard to understand like how they're writing this thing in within the language that they may naturally be a speaker of. You know, like they're not a dragon; it was a human, so might not be in perfect Draconic.
Maybe he identifies as a dragon.
Let's not get into that.
Yeah, I can't wait for that terrible conversation. So,
Well, oh well.
Jerk, did you refresh your sheet?
I did.
Do you see this thing that I added on there?
I do see.
Okay. Are you if you want to attune to it, you're gonna have to spend some time on the travel here. So that
I
is
will
Taliesin,
do
Sparkle Gem,
that.
Jerk, Herda Roche. Before we leave town, is there anything that your character would like to do?
Yes, I would like to inform the party of embarrassment that I remember something about the boots that were stolen from me. They were the boots of Elvenkind. When you wore the boots, the steps would make no sound. I loved wearing those to walk up to people's houses late at night and do other things that are
need
important
them.
for wizards.
I need them.
They also...
There is
Wait, let me finish. Interrupters. Please, I'm trying to tell you important things. No, that's it. Okay, anyways, they do other stuff, but not important. Keep going.
Wow, those those would be useful.
True.
Hell yeah.
Those are pretty cool boots.
Yeah.
There's a bunch of elven-y things that are good.
I mean, I'm the only elf, so well, I'm half elf, but all right. So, are we heading out of town?
All right, on your adventures out of Phandalin, because I did ask for everybody if they wanted anything before we left, and we
Yep.
did it. I love it.
Over the
On
course,
your way out.
over the
Thank you.
course of this trip, you guys just see
Directing.
me kind of playing with a coin nonstop.
Flipping and touching and flipping and touching.
Mm-hmm.
All right. And anybody else, if you have magical items in your inventory, make sure to go to your equipment and equip them. Press the little square. Because after it is equipped is when you can attune to it. So then attune to up to 3 magical items max that you can have. Remember? So if you do have more than that, it is useless for you. If you have a magical item like a glass staff, gotta remember to attune to that shit. So
Allison.
equip
Oh,
it
yeah,
and then
yeah.
attune to it. So
Forgot
you
that I
have
had
those
that.
abilities available to you,
You're
and
welcome.
they will show up in your actions and your spells lists when you equip it and attune to it. So, reminder to the team.
All right,
right.
I'll equip it. I've just been drawing, but I will equip it right now.
All right. With that, we travel to Wyvern Tor.
Mm-hmm.
Your travel is surprisingly and characteristically, to the annoyance of the DM, that no counters, no creatures on your way. So you're able to travel up the road to the Triboard Trail. You're able to take that travel to the west over the course of several days. You share your stories amongst each other. You talk about all of the adventures you've had. You learn the events of the last few weeks. If anyone's new into the party, your castle. Herda learns about your exploits in the castle and the things that led to the Lord's Alliance calling Pubert out back to Waterdeep to receive his knighthood, because of how impressed they were with him, and you feel like just a little twinge of jealousy. You're like, man, that fucking privilege, man. That's fucking ridiculous. Paladin privilege, right? And you continue along the Triboard Trail, and you're able to reach Connieberry. Sorry. I'm assuming that's where you're headed. You're going along the trail, right? Like,
yeah.
Unless you deviated, you do know the general location of their things. So when you reach about here, he clicks on the map and shows a red circle several times. When you reach about here, you do have the option to go off the trail and directly into this mountainous area. You could then otherwise continue up to Connieberry or not.
I say, and I think that I'm the one still driving, but
Yeah.
I say we go to
It's a boat.
Connieberry and deal with this banshee.
I don't like the idea of a banshee, but okay.
I mean, yeah, because it's mainly just.
I
I'm
heard-
gonna try and talk to her.
I heard banshee, and I heard no, but yeah. So that's 2 yes votes. Godwald rolling a die. How does he feel about it?
Nat 20.
I ain't afraid of no ghost.
I guess we're
Godwald's
banishing.
in.
I agree. It was my
That's
deal,
3.
so
Jerks in for 4, and Herda feels like
Well, first, Herda would like to know about this banshee. Is she good looking?
We don't know. We haven't
I
seen
don't know
him.
yet.
You're not selling me. but I'll come along.
Everyone, give me a quick history check.
What is that?
I'm bad
Alright.
at this though.
It's a history check. It's an
For
intelligence
you,
check. Look in
For
your
a
sheet.
jerk,
history.
just roll a d20 and
man.
take the number.
I'm so bad at this dice. It's
My intelligence is what?
Yep.
so I
I'm
got an
looking at
8.
the wrong character sheet. Whoops.
I got an 8.
I'll let you know what I got in a second.
I got an 11. Herida, you should roll too. Because
I got a
maybe you'll
16.
know more about him than I do.
So you should be able to like select it, click, drag, and roll. Okay. All right, Sparkle Gem, your last one.
Oh, I already rolled
Oh,
it.
wait, oh, wait, oh, it's your
there. I
third.
got a 16
Okay.
total.
Most of the party looks at Herida and is like, "I'm sure she's beautiful." While Sparkle Gem kind of clears her throat in the corners. I mean, it's the Banshee. I mean, she's probably like hideous, right? But no one hears. So which
I think you're
with
mistaking
that,
it for a siren.
right? Yeah, maybe. But with that, it seems like you all agree to continue traveling on to Coney Bay.
It was muscular wishful thinking.
And we arrive here. I think you guys should all be able to see.
Blank screen. Black
No,
screen.
it's all black. All right, shit.
Yep.
All right, let me double check. Let me just make sure my things are on the layers I want them on. I apologize to everyone. I'm very sorry.
No reason to apologize, brother.
It's not your fault that
Okay.
layers are a thing.
Are we about to have to roll initiative anytime soon, or am I good to go AFK for about 5 minutes?
It depends on if someone steps on a web again.
I mean, I might shove you in a web with that comment, but I'm
All
kidding.
right.
I'm kidding.
Let me double check this real fast.
I'm sorry.
Okay. So, since you guys can't see it and it's just a blank screen, to apologize, allow me to reveal the area. And grab your characters from a previous place. Paste them in. Did I get the whole party? Was everyone wondering why we had clones on for a brief moment?
I mean,
I
don't
figured
see
what you were
anything.
doing. I just wanted to make my dudes dance with each other.
Actually,
They haven't
didn't
shown
even
up
do
yet.
yeah, because I did it on the wrong way. Layers are a thing. There they are.
That's me. And
Everybody got their character.
I like how Tristan's still a giant statue.
Yeah, I decided not to change it. Because
I
there
thought I
wasn't-
explained this.
There wasn't a really good muscle wizard
Yeah.
icon. Like, it's surprising, really.
just grab out a monk.
I
Yeah.
told you, I'm hard as stone normally. It was
And-
just a little harder, and I couldn't move.
And just as chiseled, I bet.
By the gods, my
Absolutely.
brother, by the gods.
Don't know
I'm
why
glad
you didn't
know.
think of that pun first, but there it is now.
By the gods. All right. So I hope you're all able to see the area. This is where you're standing. You've come from the south. You see a few like broken down structures, and one in this direction. That seems to be the only building with any kind of substance to it. Everything else is pretty much rubble.
I'd like to go to that building and do an investigation check.
All right. As you walk in the door. So in this area, let me just kind of like also, as you guys are approaching this area, the town of Conybear had long ago been sacked by barbarians. It now lies in ruins, which is blatantly obvious to you as you approach. Just broken down, like stone buildings knocked down and rubble lying around. The Tribord Trail runs right through this abandoned town, providing what is essentially an easy landmark for travelers, but also for you, locating the lair of this banshee Agatha. So I'll mark it on your guys' map or where it is in the future. You were just a little bit to the north and the west of Connieberry.
Okay. Can I roll like perception or investigation or something to see like if I see or hear
Oh, so
like
I
know where the banshee is?
Okay. I'm going to say as everybody approaches the town, and you're obviously knowing this area, you know that she is nearby. You're approaching the area. All roll me your perception checks, and we'll kind of go from here. But as you walk up this road, the forest itself seems to grow dark and still as this trail winds deeper into the trees. Heavy vines and thick layers of moss drape all of the branches and like stones that seem nearby. The air itself is noticeably colder than it was in the village that was just to the southeast. Rounding a bend in the trail, you see a screen made from warped branches of trees standing close together, woven into a dome like shelter over one of the tattered buildings. That would be this one here. Wait, you guys see that? I think I'll make sure I'm in the right layer so you see my ping. Did you see my pings? Did you
No.
see my pings?
Nope.
That's a shame that I messed it up. This building
Okay.
Okay.
seems to be a screen made from warped branches of trees around, standing close together, woven into a dome-like shelter in the shadows. A low entrance leads inside.
I got a
Okay.
perception of 21.
I was 17.
20.
All right. That's Sparkle Gem gave me a 2. Godwall gave me a 15. Taliesin gave me a 12. Jerk, I didn't see you before it, but you're using that 18 up there before that.
Mm.
And Herida with a 19. So, as you approach what used to be a building, now made into what seems a series of vines grown into the shelter. This home is sparsely furnished with chests, shelves, table, and a reclined couch. All of it old, and Taliesin, you had recognized the work as Elven. And as you've been kind of approaching through town, like seeing the buildings, you've had this idea, but now entering one of, especially this one in particular, you see this furniture, you understand that this is a place where it had been originally created by elves. As you, as who, wait, so who goes inside here?
Jerk one
I
to go
think
first.
Jerk did.
Yeah.
Okay, I got Taliesin on the map right nearby. Jerk, you gonna
Yeah.
go forward?
Just heading in.
Taliesin, you're behind. What's my marching orders? I love my marching orders. I love marching orders. Jerk's first, Taliesin second. Who's third? Who's fourth? Who's
Yeah. I feel like I should have gotten in first since I actually have the item that she wants.
you're right behind him.
But yeah.
I'll go third.
Behind him, and then Herida and Sparkle Gem outside. So
Sparkle Gem is gone.
all right. So we're gonna have Godwald. Go ahead and move yourself nearby. Taliesin, let's move indoors as well. Godwald, you can maybe be at the door if you'd like. Oh, sorry, I didn't mean to move you. Is that right?
Yeah.
Okay. And Herda seems to be waiting outside, while Sparkle Gem is as well. When you climb low underneath the twigs and branches that form this shelter on the husk of this old home, Agatha, the banshee spirit that you have been prepared and waiting for, appears.
Ooh, she is sexy.
as you see her flesh twisting and collapsing underneath the weight of itself and then regurgitating as it goes on. She is draped in a silken robe that is tattered with a gigantic eye across a belt. She comes up, the air grows cold. All of you in the building feel a powerful feeling of dread, grip. Cold, pale light flickers in the air,
Okay.
rapidly
I'm
taking
prepared for
on the
this.
form of a female elf. This ghostly figure of this female elf, her hair and robes waving in this spectral wind. Like the wind itself isn't moving, but she seems to be grasped in a wind tunnel, flickering about. She may have been beautiful once, but the hateful expression twisting her face makes her hideous now. As she approaches you, she says, "Fool!" She appears. I mean, she just flickers out of the nothing into the room with Taliesin, Jerk, and Godwald at the doorway. She says, "Foolish mortals, what do you want here? Do you not know it is death itself you seek?"
So I'm gonna step forward
Mhm.
and I'm gonna cast Druidcraft. So uh and I'm gonna pick up like, are there any sort of like flower, anything that would flower in the area?
The building itself is made of vines, and I think it was flower, but maybe like the vines would grow
They
leaves.
they could they like, would the vines like maybe have like some sort of flowering plant on them at all?
You wanna like try to conjure up something colorful?
Well, basically, I
Is
can,
this a spell
with
component thing?
Druidcraft. It's a cantrip. With
Okay.
Druidcraft, I can instantly make a flower blossom, a seed pod open, or a leaf bud bloom.
Into a leaf?
Yeah. So basically, I want to use this cantrip.
All right. So the chance.
Where
So
like,
we gotta like kind of
as
check the
she's
chance of. Yeah.
as
Yeah.
she's coming towards us, basically all these plants like come to life and open up, and I'll just step forward and be like, "My lady, you bring life to this room. It's such a pleasure to see you. I've come seeking your guidance." And I kind of like brush back my hair so she sees like my elven ears, so that she
Okay.
knows that I'm elven.
All right.
And I, like, basically, I'm hoping to. Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, I feel like you understand what I'm trying to do.
Yeah. Roll me. Let's do it. Let's do it on a D6. We're gonna do it on a like 1 to 6 scale to see about these vines. They
A D6.
were colorful, flowered or not. Yeah. D6.
A 5.
6 is going to be the most like straight up flower sprout. 1 is going to be like 5. Yeah. Some actual flowers sprout from the vines as you approach. So go ahead and give me your charisma roll with advantage.
All right.
Gotta beat a 15. It's not easy. If only you had some kind of statistical advantage this round.
Oh my god.
I know. I mean, I know what I have. I got a 16.
Sorry
Oh.
about that, guys. My cat ran the fuck outside, so
All
I
right.
had to go chase my cat in the mud.
You got a 16, but accidentally rolled another d20 on top of it. But we're going to go with your 16 for your persuasion. What's your bonus on top of persuasion?
Persuasion
minus
is 0 plus 0. Yeah.
All right. So with a 16, as you approach and you say, yeah, what was it? Like, my lady,
My lady, you bring
Wait.
life to this room. I
entreat your will something.
I come seeking your guidance, and like I'm basically making like flowers and shit bloom around her, like as I'm talking to her. And then I would like to pull out the silver comb that I have and kind of like kneel holding it towards her, saying like, I bring this as a gift, and like offer it to her.
Everyone, the 3 characters in this room sees the spectral figure kind of shimmer back and forth between the walls, and she looks at Taliesin, raises her head and smiles, and says, "Very well. I know that you seek many things and have many questions. Ask me one, and I will give you an answer." And she just sits there, kind of floating and smiling at you.
Okay, out of character, I forgot what we were asking her. About a spell book. But whose
Who
was it?
remembers? Who remembers?
But like, say it to me because I feel like I obviously have. Oh, nice.
Party can talk about it.
The Gone spell book or something
There
like
was
that?
there was
Be
a spell book
gentle.
that we need to ask her about. and
Yeah,
I can't
Yeah, it's
remember.
either the Be Gentle or Be Gone. It was something along those lines, though.
It was a guy's name. Something
It
gentle.
was somebody's name.
It's Be Gentle then.
Oh, gentle.
There you go.
Oh yeah. So I'll look up to her, smile, and say, "We seek Bogentle's spell book. Would you happen to know any information on this?"
She flickers around. It kind of like in this wave as you approached her, she like glimmers, shimmers, disappears, and reappears in a swirl around Taliesin, saying, "Of course, I know so many, many things. The location of Bo Gentle's spell book is in the Stormhorn Mountains." And then as she like raises herself up above you and gathers all of her cloaks up, makes this large visage of herself like glowing and bright in front of Taliesin, and she says, "Thank you." And she takes the silvered comb from you, and then she and the comb disappear.
I will. I'll stand as she's fading. You've done more than I could ever hope for, and like bow to her, and then I'll like turn to the rest of the party and be like, "See that?"
I'll turn around to an empty room and I say, "You're beautiful. Don't let anybody tell you otherwise." And then I walk back to the cart.
You just start saying, "You're beautiful."
Yep.
Yeah, she's gone. Building is empty. You guys are there. Nothing's around. You've gotten the information you were looking for.
Hell
Good
yeah.
job, Taliesin.
Did I ever export this correctly? Sorry.
right.
Thank you. All right. So that's all we needed to do here.
That's the whole.
So I guess we will hop. I cannot hear you, Oz. I keep seeing you trying to talk, but I guess I will. I'm gonna jot that down. I don't know where I would jot it down, but and I'll head
Just
back.
put it in the chat.
Yeah.
Yeah, just talk to
Well,
him.
I mean, I wrote it
Say,
down.
Hey guys, this just happened.
Yeah. Well, I mean, some of you guys were in the party or in the room with us, but I'm gonna go back to the cart and explain it to the rest of the people. Hey guys, like the spell book that we need is in the Stormhorn Mountains. I have no idea where that's at, but I'm sure we can find it. But should we head on to the well?
Yeah, you basically needed to get that piece of information, and you did everything you needed to do to get it. So
exactly. So let's onward to the well.
To Old Owl Well.
Yeah.
So we'll come back here real briefly.
It's close.
We'll look back.
Most productive we've been ever, I think.
Yeah. So you're at Connieberry, and actually the place you're going, Agatha's lair, was a bit to the northwest. Let me see if I can grab this. No, it's not working. Jackson token.
I hear some moving around. I'll be right back.
Hera is impressed by your seduction
Nope.
skill.
I just pasted all your characters in the map. All right.
I mean, I just seduced a ghost, guys.
It went pretty well. That was like your most successful social encounter by far.
Yeah, for sure. Oh, that's why it's fucking up. Okay.
My
I see.
muscles could. I can't say
All right,
muscles.
say.
My muscles could feel the tension in the air.
I mean, if I had to fuck a ghost, I would do it. I mean,
All right, and
I don't doubt that, bro.
all right. So you guys now know where Agatha's lair is. That's that red X outside of Coneyberry. It's a lot. It's a little bit into the woods, but not very far. And you're able to find it back. So you're able to go back to Coneyberry. It has been 3 days. So I would like everyone to mark 3 rations off of their character sheets, please.
All right.
This would have been in the early part of the day, so you are able to Old Owl Well in another half day's time, traveling through these tall foothills near a mountain. It actually is a considerably difficult terrain for a cart. So if you're continuing to take the cart off of the trail, I'm assuming you are not leaving it on the trail. Yes.
Yeah, no, we would take it.
Right. Then it takes you another day. You would be approaching the area, but you know it is. Probably, I'm gonna guess or not. Tell me, do you approach Old Owlwell in the night, or do you approach it in the morning?
What do you guys think?
Remind me
think-
what's going to be here? Some kind of undead?
Yeah, the
Yes.
undead will be there, which can I do a knowledge check to see if the undead are typically more active during days or nights, or is it irrelevant?
I mean,
Yes, you can go ahead and give it to me.
Generalized knowledge check comes out to be 16, and that's just with my intelligence mod and the die roll itself, not including like anything else, like if it's insight or anything like that.
So 16 total.
Yes.
All right, yeah, you would know that like as far as just a general activity of the undead, they seem to be more opposed to sunlight, so they were probably less active during sun hours and more active during moon hours. So those times day, but that's just kind of generic to them. That's kind of in line with a lot of other creatures as well. But
So we're just kind of like, but it's night currently, right?
yeah, I'm asking. Like, you guys basically have the choice. You leave Coneyberry,
Mhm.
and you can either approach Old Owl Well at night, or you can approach it in the morning after a long rest.
I would say that we should probably do it in the morning.
Yeah, I would agree that we should probably do it during like early sunrise to midday, knowing what I know about them.
All right. I'm gonna throw pause here for a second. I'm gonna run to the restroom and kind of meaning to / want to, and we will approach the Old Owl Well in just a moment.
mhm.
In just a moment.
I'm surprised we're all still up and playing, considering what time it is.
It's 10:30.
Next time on Dragon Ball Z.
I am extremely tired, though.
So what I miss?
We're at the Old Owl Well. We decided to approach in the morning instead of at night because the undead is more active during the night.
Okay. Cool. Are we calling it here? Or are we gonna keep going?
I don't know. I'm very
not
tired,
Sure.
and I feel like we're about to get into a battle.
I'm
I
willing
mean,
to.
if that's like, I have a feeling we're about to get in battle as well. So what I think we might want to do is roll initiative and then pause it there. So that way we have like next week to think about what our strategy tactics could be entering into this place rather than going in kind of all willy nilly like we have been.
Seems to be fine.
Sounds good.
So we're just waiting for our DM to get back then.
Oh, okay. So, Sparkle,
Yo,
I got it all printed and put together.
All right.
what, the pistol?
Yeah.
Yay!
So now I just got to
Yes.
finish it.
Oh, that's the
That-
one we were working on while I was there.
So
that
the
That is
adventurers,
awesome.
having approached Agatha's lair and learning the piece of information they wanted to learn in order to relay to Priestess of Timora, right?
Correct.
Now head somewhat to the south and east to Old Owl Well. You are approaching from the. Can you see anything? There's a big blank black.
Big black.
Oh, I love it. I love it. You can't see shit. All right.
This is a bigger black than usual.
Yeah. Oh no!
That's what
I
she
had
said.
I had
Yeah.
to I had to not paste your characters in from before because I had that other moment. I apologize. Now I've got to go and duplicate my copy paste from the past, and I'm sad about life. But it's gonna happen.
I mean,
No, it's going.
okay.
It's good. It's good. As you approach from the northwest, allow me to tell
That's
you all about.
amazing.
Allow me to tell you all about this situation that you're approaching from. And a little bit of the reveal, polygon reveal. Step back, man. You guys are going through zones all over today. It keeps clicking. He's continuing to click.
I wish we could post that stuff like in the chat on Roll20 so people can see
At the
it.
studio. All right, does everybody have a character from there where I pasted them in and they have the control of their characters? Approach this.
Just makes a link.
Oh my
Approach
god,
this-
we're so small.
This set of stairs. Approach this set of stairs in the order that you would like to be, and I will read this glory to you.
I'll let all the tanks go first. I'm coming up last. Actually, screw that. Whee!
As you approach the ruins of you see actually a gigantic watchtower that used to be here, but this watchtower has been ruined by 1,000 years of long ago, like dealings and trouble. This was a building built by a long since vanished empire. The who rolls me the history check to know about
I
the area?
will. I will.
Godwald, you do it
Bad
with
bet.
advantage because you're from here.
Okay, never mind.
Godwald does it with advantage. You can still do your history check. You still have a better bonus. All right, Sparkle
Right.
Gem, what'd you do?
Let's see here. 13
10.
total.
14.
14. Godwald. You're, from rumors and the history that you remember being told about the old Owl Well, you know that it was built thousands of years ago, long since vanished empire. This watchtower is now a ruined and consists of more than just a few crumbling walls. You're finding difficulty seeing anywhere beyond these walls, but they still stand anywhere from 15 to 8 feet. And the site itself is actually relatively easy to find, as it's been a place you've heard about. And you've also, you remember, you've heard about prospectors in the area, the general vicinity to Phandalin, talking about this area and hearing about these undead guardians. As you crest this low ridge, you spy these crumbling ruins from this old watchtower, standing amid these rugged hills approaching the mountains. This place is so old that the walls are only mounds of rubble, like I say, measuring anywhere from like 8 to 15 feet, just sort of standing there, broken, brittle, and enclosed this courtyard of sorts seems to be the broken stump of an old tower. A tall piece that's long since fallen. A colorful tent is visible to those who are approaching the stairs. There. This colorful tent has been set up middle of this yard, but no one seems to be in sight. Dirt, dust, and rubble surrounded this area. And let's see, since we have been going typically from the left to the right for actions, let's start on the right with Herda as the party approaches. What do you do?
Well, I would warn the party to be careful, because this does not seem like the environment that should exist in this place. And I will cast Dix on 3 of their faces. With Preston.
Oh my god.
Is it? Oh yeah, prestidigitation. You can do like a mark, and that can like stay for time. Oh yeah, that's where's.
I can
Yeah.
do
All right.
I can do a small mark or an icon.
This
Yeah.
man, ladies and gentlemen, lives an hour away from the rest of the village all the time, and we don't mind.
And the reason why is because everybody got tired of dicks being drawn on their face.
it could be possible. You said 3. There are 4 other people in the party that receive this prestidigitation.
Taliesin does not, as stated 4 days ago, as he is
Exactly.
so far.
The one I refer to as the charred boy does not get a penis. Or they're paying penis. Oh, sorry. Penance for their crimes against him.
As we approach, Jerk, you're at the top of the stairs. You see a colored tent in the opening of a courtyard. What do you do?
I want to step into the courtyard to get a better view, and I would like to roll a. Would it be perception or investigation, just to kind of look around and see what's up? Which one should I? Am I still here?
Oh, we can't hear you.
I can hear him.
Oh, sorry. Gosh. Yeah, perception would be the check you would do too. Sorry. When we do the talking, I mute my mic, and I'm not used to it.
5 plus 3, so 8.
Okay. You do see a in this area to the south. You have dark vision.
I do. Yeah.
And this is, let's see, we were earlier in the day with the last one. It was an hour or so south of the mountain. So this is about the afternoon. So you're able to just like look to the south and see inside this courtyard wall that there is a sort of pit in the ground that is being excavated, and some like supplies and materials nearby. And you see, and again, you obviously see the tent.
Does the excavation look fresh, or has it been a while since anybody's been there?
What do you mean fresh? Like
I mean,
today?
like within the last week.
roll me a survival check. See if you find any tracks or materials that seem fresh.
Damn.
Let's not roll.
It could have been dug last night. It could have been dug last week. It could have been dug last month. You're not sure, but it seems like in the seems like there's footprints and things around.
Does anybody have like any sort of detection spell?
All right, moving left to right. Godwald, you're outside. You're outside the courtyard. Also, yeah, does anyone have a detection spell? He asked a question.
Nope. Not me.
All right, so you just hang out where you're.
Sorry, what is this?
Oh, you know the thing that Sparkledem's standing on top of?
Yes.
I believe that is just a well. It is an empty well that she's standing over. There is no water. Any water you could see down the pit. Beyond that, it's black. But unlike the well outside of Herida's cabin, doesn't seem to be anything there.
My poor cabin.
Weird. With one of the dark vision people, can we see to the... And you muted again.
Yeah, he was talking in real life, so that's why. Just tell him what you're doing.
I'm gonna
and
go to the
then he'll
restroom real quick.
respond to you.
With the help of one of the dark vision people, can we see down to the bottom of the well, or is it deeper than that?
All right, so on
We won't
just
know
like this
until
is your
That's what I
turn.
was
You're just
planning on
investigating.
Okay.
Like, give me a
Wait.
perception. Do you like a torch? You have free sort of actions here. You could take some time. I just kind of like want to
Oh.
move through person to person as we.
Oh, then I'd bring out my owl and have it do perception down the well.
Okay, so you spend what is it, 10 minutes? And
Oh, no. It comes out as an action.
comes out as an action because you had it the last time. It hasn't died in a while, so you still have it. You'll see the owl. The owl looks down into the dark. It sees no water as well, and you're able to communicate that with it.
Mhm.
Okay, so moving along, Sparkle Gem. We've approached this area. What do you do?
Well, my plan was taken, so
Yeah, I mean, you look down the well with your dark vision, and you see seems to be dry. Does not seem to be a place where water is coming
Yeah.
up anymore.
So, stupid computer, get rid of that bar right now, because you're supposed to hide anyways. I could access this. I guess I'll start going to the right and finding out what's behind this random tent and if there's any passageways this way.
All right, Sparkle Gem. As you come this direction, that's where you're staying, and you're looking.
Yep. Right
All
here
right.
for the time being.
All right, as Sparkle Gem comes across here and is looking down this inside the wall, so she's trying to like get a better idea of what she sees and where. Everybody, roll me a perception check. You also see this colorful tent.
I see nothing other
No,
than the
you're like literally next to the tent.
I'm like licking the tent because it's my newfound friend.
There's like a cart outside.
19.
So I got Sparkle Gem, I got Godwald,
I got like a 9 total, I think. 10, something like that. Using
Shirk
perception.
14.
What is
Okay.
this for?
Yeah, I got an 8 total.
It's a perception check.
Okay. So
So I need a Herda perception check and a Taliesin perception check.
mine's a 17 altogether.
Okay. 2 more rolls.
I think Taliesin ran off to the restroom.
No, I'm right here.
Oh, okay, cool.
Perception check.
I
D20.
know.
I lost
know.
everybody's camera, so I don't know who's here and who's not.
10.
Okay.
I'm gonna go get some regular dice. Fuck these goddamn virtual dice.
Okay,
You said that an
so
hour ago.
On this low check, everybody who got 10 or higher smells the like the death smell, like this horrid stench that's coming from the area to the southeast of you. Like it's repulsive, like sewage kind of
Decay.
smell.
So
Yeah,
in the
yeah.
building or just like
Just in the area coming from the southeast on the wind.
I mean,
like
I don't
as
smell
as the
crap,
wind
so.
moves through, anyone who got the 10 or above like catches this whiff of just shit and death and stank. You're like, oh, uh, like
All right.
just not happy. And so that leaves me with one last character who's not here, Taliesin. So we'll skip him. Talison's turn is skipped, and out from the colorful tent, as you all approach, appears a man. And let me move him onto the goddamn map. There it is. Onto the map with you. He steps outside of his tent, having heard some footsteps and commotion in general. And any Jerk, Herida, and Sparkle Gem, you want to come around the front of the tent after hearing some noise and hear somebody come a little bit just near those two. Wait, did I do it? I didn't do it.
I hope he doesn't have any AoE effects.
Okay.
Where is it? Come on.
What's that guy?
As he steps out of his tent,
It's covered by black.
Layer that
he what?
under
Oh, can you not? Oh, part of it's under.
Layers. But I put I put the minis picture in the Discord. That might help.
He's a creepy
All
looking
right,
dude.
sorry.
Then again, I can't say much. I'm red.
All right, can you see this guy?
Yes.
Most of him.
Most.
Yeah.
Of them.
All right, I'll just gonna move him over top everybody.
He looks like a nice guy.
Hmm.
As you approach, this man dressed in his red and gold robes comes outside as you step inside. This mage covered in tattoos steps out. Oh God. He emerges. He says, "What's the meaning of this? Are you all attempting to take my claim to this land?" And he throws his hands up and looks back and forth. As you see this character, this red and gold robed figure step out from this elaborate, ornate tent with his sallow skin, his shaved scalp, no hair, his black tattoo on his forehead. Whoever is proficient in Arcana or proficient in History, roll me a check.
That's gonna be Sparkle. Or you, I guess.
18.
All right. Godwald, you recognize the tattoos on this shaved head as necrotic symbols. So as he approaches, he comes out and he asks, "What's the meaning of this? Are you here to try to claim my, lay claim to my dig, my site?" And he steps out there and he kind of just has this sort of blank look in his eyes as he looks at it all.
I know a necromancer. See. There's a necromancer.
Somebody recognized necromantic. Only one person did.
Yeah.
I don't know how I can approach this person. 'cause
I
there's a
I,
face
I
in
will
the way.
shout. I guess I'm still up here. Shout down.
But yeah,
The-
so let's see. I went down this list. I went. So Herda would be next on the social interactions, then Jerk, then Godwell, then Sparkle, then Taliesin. Sorry, you left at the wrong.
Can we move the dude so that I can see where everyone is?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. I'm gonna go ahead and add him to your sheet of characters you've met.
So Godwald is outside the wall, right?
Mhm. I hope that image gave you an idea of the person you're interacting with.
Yeah, looks like a good guy. Emperor Palpatine, right? He's a senator. It's fine.
Yeah. What is the meaning of this?
So Sparkle Gem is the one to my right, and Jerk is the one further up on my right.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Okay. Cool. Well, I will point at Jerk, and Herda will tell him, using message, I will cast message, and I will tell him, I am not going to help you too much on this quest, but I will help if dire need comes. So say something to this man to make him your friend, or to not anger him, but I cannot do that for you.
Okay.
You're just telling all
So
of us that.
No, I cast message, which is a
Cantrip.
cantrip.
So it's silent. It's only in his head.
Mm.
I only heard part of that. I
Sorry.
apologize.
So I cast my cantrip message, which is when I point at someone, they can hear what I say to them in their head only. So I tell that to Jerk, but not out loud.
All right, so Jerk, you hear a whisper in your head. What Herda just said to you, and it is your turn to interact with this man. You just emerged from his tent and said, "What is the meaning of this? Are you here to take my claim to this site?"
So we're here because people were being hurt by undead, right?
Yes. Well, people are seeing undead.
People
yeah.
are seeing undead, and if not mistaken, there was a rumor of them being almost bandit-like, but that could be me being mistaken.
All right.
Because I could have sworn they said attacking like small-time merchants and such, but that could be me mistaking them with the bandits very easily because it's been so like a while.
I think
The
I'm
Sword
gonna.
Coast is a dangerous place.
I think I'm gonna try to intimidate
Yeah,
him.
it's
So when he comes out of the tent yelling, I want to kind of puff up and stand straight. Just put my hand on my rapier. Not really like I'm not gonna draw it, but I have it. My hand on it is almost a threat. And I tell him.
Yes. Please threaten the necromancer.
Well, I tell him. It seems some
right.
of
I
your.
got stat bonuses against undead. Let's do this.
I tell
And
him.
Jerk says,
It seems some of your pets have been causing trouble for travelers through the area. We're not here to take your claim. We're here to clear up some possible confusion. So we're definitely open for talking about this unless you have other plans.
as Jerk makes this comment, you see coming from the inner ring of this area a zombie, a dead humanoid being with skin falling off, lumbering forward, moving down this flight of stairs, lurching, stops, dead in its tracks.
I don't even get to roll intimidation.
Yeah, you want to roll intimidation? You're trying to bully him into doing what with what action? Because I kind of like caught that.
I want him to like explain himself and see like
Okay.
what he's
Yeah,
doing.
yeah. Okay, roll it. We'll go ahead. Give me an intimidation check.
Oh, +4, so 23.
Okay. Oh, thanks. So, as he steps out, and as like I said, as this zombie, this dead walking humanoid walks down from the steps and stops immediately in its tracks. As you say what you're saying, he stops. Is like, oh, there's no trouble here. I'm just simply excavating the area. I'm trying to find out more about the wizard who erected this tower long ago. I'll find what I need to find in time. Mm-hmm. 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 It's kind of looks at you.
Dost thou have a permit?
And so then next down the line, Godwald. Godwald, you see from your location, you get a sight line on this man who has stepped out and said, "What's the meaning of this?" And say, "Where?" And Jerk, your response is basically like, "The meaning of this is that we're here to make causing an H." And his response back is like, "As long as you're not here to take my claim to this mine."
Well, can I get a read on if my intimidation made any kind of impact on him?
Uh, yeah, yeah. You see that he takes a step back.
Cool.
It had some impact.
Hmm.
So, Godwald.
Oh, yes. I'd like this to be my insight check. If I
Okay.
could hear everything you just said.
And you're
And
trying to tell whether or not
it's like,
he's
is he
telling the
being
truth, or
is he being duplicitous here, or is he just not telling us things and what he said so far is honest? And that's 22.
okay. Yeah. You get the sense that he seems to be wondering what is the cause of this and whether or not you are here to attempt to stake a claim on this land that he's attempting to excavate. Seems straightforward.
Mm-hmm.
It also seems to be straightforwardly commanding a zombie as it has stopped in front of him as he made this hand gesture towards it.
Hmm.
I feel like you'd have an issue with all of it since you're a cleric, but
Yeah, but like you said, this is a really, really strong smell that we got.
Yeah, you get this. Everybody who rolled above that 10. 10's not a very high check for it. So anybody who rolled above that 10 gets that strong stank of dead.
There's probably more than one.
The shit and decay.
Yeah, I just assumed that was jerk farting, so I'm ignoring it because I got below a 10.
Seems like something that just happens all the time.
Yep.
All right.
Don't turn me into a monster here.
You're the
Godwald.
one with red skin, demon horns, and no shadow. Like, it's safe to assume your farts smell rancid.
I don't have horns.
Oh, my bad.
No, he doesn't.
trust me, Donkey. If it was
Sparkle
me,
Gem.
you'd be dead.
Sparkle Gem, you have witnessed these things happen.
Part of me is tempted to say we call it for the
He asked.
finish
He
this
asks.
last time.
Seconded.
Okay. All right.
Because I'm getting tired and unable to think of like decent things to respond with. Like I feel my own wit isn't up to par to like socialize and deal with NPCs. No offense. I don't know how everybody else is feeling there.
Seconded.
I'm tired.
We can call it.
All right.
Sorry,
I'm
I'm
the
just.
first one to ever say, "Can we call it?"